Yes, more upon the flesh. Beef. Where's the beef? That delectable Githyanki roast beef.
Your stomach churns
I
and your
smell like
nerves
beef.
burn with a pain that would almost be pleasurable were it not so savage.
All right then, mate. Yeah, you're all right.
Sent from above. Lola is complete once more. You deserve a reward. Do you wish Lola to reward you with a song?
Sure, why not?
I was just about to say, sure, why not?
And I dream of your love. You was sent from above, like a soft turtle dove. I wake to the touch of your lips. Your hands on my hips. My heart does backflips. Are you not hypnotized?
No, you're going in my nose! You're going in my nose! Happy Wednesday, my dudes. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Happy Wednesday. I need at least 3 people to tell me that they're proud of me today because I was literally about to cancel stream. I am not in a great mood right now. It's like I'm fine. I'm just I'm tired and I'm like slightly irritable. So don't piss me off and we won't have any problems. I'm just joking, but like seriously. So I'm sorry if I'm not like super bubbly and effervescent. I'm sorry if I'm not like super bubbly. Did you hear that, by the way? Did you hear the lizard? Because it didn't work last time, so I'm not sure if it like works like 50% of the time or something. But I don't remember what I was saying. I derailed by lizard. What was I saying? Are you guys hearing the lizard? I don't know. Are we hearing lizard? No lizard? How many times do I have to fix it? Because that's the second time I've had to do it. That's so weird. All right.
Lizard.
Oh my god! My sale to that dumb bitch who fucking stole from me on Depop just got delivered. Cool. Enjoy your free shit, you dumb cunt. Sorry. Like I said, I'm pissed off. Who is first today? Such a fucking cunt. Oh my god. I'm like... Anywho, cute as a button first. Cute as a button. Mwah. Salted Loki. Not first. Salted Loki. Mwah. English. Mwah. Rin. Mwah. Supernova. Mwah. Deck. Mwah. Cool Cam. Mwah. Mama J. Mwah. Tronic. Mwah. Jinx. Mwah. Look at. Mwah. Oh, Raven, are you cooked? Literally, by the way. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing today? I hope I didn't miss anyone's kissies, by the way. Sorry. Let me finish putting my rings. Raven, thank you for the 180 stream streak. What the fudge? Crispy Raven. Hi, Tom. I was here like an hour ago. I saw. Hold on. Let me scroll up. What was your first message? 5:05 p.m., by the way. It is currently 6:47 p.m. That's so funny. Quick stream, come short. Shut up, Tom. What's up, Irish Queen? I hear Panic at the Disco. Hell yeah. That's like one of my favorite songs, too. I hear the pixel, but you don't see me. Do you guys not... Is there something wrong with the screen right now? You're on mobile, laying in bed. Cozy on mobile, laying in bed, cozy on mobile. I love you, Moist Spades. Oh, I saw that I got a text from you, like, literally right as I was about to start stream, so I did not look at it yet. Letting me gently hold her tail. Oh, that's so nice. Hi, Jakes!
Lizard.
What in the edible induced hallucination? Wait, what, Grin? What, there's something wrong with my... Is there something wrong with my stream right now? Because I think that's the second time Grim said that. Or, yeah, that's the second time Grim said that. Irish Queen said they couldn't see me. Okay. Saucy! Mwah. Think of the forehead kissy, BJA. Mwah. Think of the forehead kissy, Raven. Think of the 180 crispy stream streak, by the way. Oh, thank you, Spades. Your stream is fine? Thanks. I think it's pretty great, too. BJA, thank you for the 10 stream streak. What's up, Archangel? Cute as a button. Thank you for the 20 stream streak. Dang it. Does anybody want a cat? Disco Queen! Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. How's everyone's week been so far? Mine's been okay. I'm so thirsty right now. Do you guys hear this? Nothing. Nothing. I'm so thirsty right now. Thank God. I'm so thirsty right now. Thank God G Fuel has the hookup. You guys ready to suck me? Oh my God. Wait, if you cover this letter, guys, it says duck me. Just kidding. Fuck me. I'm joking. I felt so comfortable. Oh yeah. Thank you. Okay, so Deck, you are my favorite person this entire stream right now because I asked for 3 people to be proud of me, and I'm pretty sure that Deck Lexos is the only person that said they were proud of me, so thank you. Unless I missed your chat, then in that case, I'm the worst. But, Leon Spots! Mwah. Awesome boy. Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Queen, who do you want? You did? Check my history? No, I'm pretty sure it's only Deck. Okay, so you guys are all the worst, is what I'm saying, and Deck is the best. Alright, cool. Thanks. I'm sorry that I missed it. I literally missed every stream that said they were proud of me. Thank you. Hi, Beeswax! Beeswax, you're so hot and tall and talented and handsome. Jasper! Okay. I'll get him treats in a second. Thanks for being so proud of me. I just kiss ass. I like it. Thank you for kissing my ass. It's clean. I sent your gift card into I haven't opened any of my DMs because I'm a bad person. All right, we're gonna have some scary sour cherry G Fuel today. This is empty, completely empty. Oh, did you see how I caught that? Wait, do you think I could do it? 5 gifted subs if I could do that again. Oh my God! Look at that! All right, someone pay up. Okay, you don't have to. I'm just joking. One Prime sub. Happy first hump day of Pride Month. I'm proud of you. Oh, okay. Thank you, Baba J. I did believe you. I was joking! I'm actually shaking right now. I was joking! But thanks. Should we double it or give it to the next person? Oh, give it to the next person. Damn it! Jinx, are you fucking kidding me? I would have taken a Prime sub. Prime subs are free. You already gave me a Prime sub, though, so you're just a good little gamer. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs to TJ Thought, Nightshade, No Brain in This Membrane, Jane Does Precious Kiwi, and Mel the Loot Goblin. Jinx, I have a very important question for you. Pink, orange, yellow, salmon, green, light blue, dark blue, or purple. Oh, don't let me forget to get Jasper treats after this, by the way. Don't let me forget, Irish Queen. I already have a cat. It's almost food time. Oh! That's alright. Leave me. Just like everyone. I'm just joking. Salmon and broccoli? I had a most delicious Cook Unity meal earlier. It's cat-shaped! Yeah! If you guys got gifted this up, make sure you say Jinx how hot and tall and talented and handsome they are. Alright. We're gonna have some scary movie G Fuel. Because I just filmed the most chaotic commercial for G Fuel that I've ever done. It included dildos. I had to film 2. I filmed basically 2 of the same commercial. Because I filmed one, including, one that featured dildos in the background because of the scary movie. And another one without dildos in the background. And, I'm not sure which one to post. Dildos, yes. Dildos. Pink or purple? Okay, I'll do pink. Yeah, here for the rips and DVD! Larks, I was filming a scary movie G Fuel promo commercial, and you know, I kind of just like let my freak flag fly because it's a scary movie and like anything goes. What kind of dildos? You'll see. You'll see. Oh, my bag is upstairs. I have a bag of them that I brought downstairs, but yeah. Anywho. Yikes, you came into dildos? I also came to dildos. If you make pickle bread, that's okay. Somebody ban salted Loki. Release pause. No, Deck, remember, teacher's pet. You have to laugh at my jokes. Go Sloops! Mwah. There you go with a forehead kissy. Alright. Everyone stop talking about dildos for like 5 seconds while I try the scary flavor sour cherry G Fuel out of my suck me shaker. This is so cute. This is awesome. I'm gonna keep this forever. Forever. I try to make that like suck more aggressive, but unfortunately it was just like a regular suck. Oh, you know what I like about this? I don't taste sour at all. I don't taste sour at all. I'm not a big fan of sour. You know what this tastes like? Almost exactly to me. Nuka cherry. It just tastes cherry. It's delicious. Bezo! Mwah, thank you for the forehead kissy. Sorry. So I've watched State of Play and very upset because I'm expecting Santa Monica to announce a new Twisted Metal game. Yet they announced another fucking God of War. Why is always God of War? How many God of Wars are there? I'm sorry, Twisted Metal. I'm sorry that you didn't get your Twisted Metal game. That's so sad. I'm so sorry. Panda Monster! Mwah, mira, mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. I wish I was that bottle. I mean, I should call it. Yay, Ghost Lips, thank you! Oh. Come over after stream. I'll make you some salmon, too. Okay. Alright. Twist my arm. Oh, Baldur's Gate Tech? Is that what you're saying? Oh, I should probably stop recording. I've been recording this entire time. Dildos! Okay, sorry. Archangel. Mwah. Thank you for the flare kissy. Don't get fucked. I mean, unless you want to. Ah, that's my whole ass thumb. At least it wasn't, like, hard. Thank you for the treats, Warriors Queen. Ugh. I'm an equal opportunity chocolate enjoyer, except for that's that one chocolate bar from Meyer that I got. There's 10? What? Had to slip it in there. Whoa! Whoa! Really, Deck? I love that for you. I have like rookie number hours in that game now. I think it's like only like I don't know how many hours do I have in Baldur's Gate. Ball Gate. Oh, 632. That's a lot better than I thought. I thought it was only like 300. Oh, okay. Well, yo, big streak queen. Is this the third in the arc of Wait, what? I don't think I've ever played a single God of War game because weren't like God of War games only on the PlayStation when I was younger? Or Raven, the emote is so funny. Max! Mwah! Think of the forehead kissy. Ooh, came all over my glasses. Oh, I know why they're dirty. Because I was wearing that stupid ghost face mask so I could do my filming. Do you guys want to see one clip? One clip from the video that features a dildo. And let me know. Is it too much or not enough? I think it's too much. Like I asked my partner manager, I was like, do you have to like approve these videos that we send? He goes, no, we don't have to approve them. I was like, all right, God, chill. Okay. I don't think he knows I put dildos in my video. Oh, really? Yeah, I've never played a single Ragnarok. I've never played a single God of War game. TikTok. Oh my god! No, the video is so bad, guys. I don't know. Also, hi, Sammy! Sammy, hope you're doing so good. Mr. Ware, mwah. Bravo, penguin. Mwah. Think of the forehead kissy. Oh, yeah! This was, This is good to me from an old friend. And they got it off Etsy, and that Etsy store received a cease and desist from Dead by Daylight, so you can't even get these anymore. So shout out to Dead by Daylight. Yeah, I love it. Happy Pride! Good evening, princess. Alright. Oh my god. Alright, let's see. Look, I'm gonna show one clip. Oh my god. I don't know if I want to show this yet. Hi, all good! Happy Wednesday. I hope you're doing so good. No, you gotta keep it Twisted Metal, because as soon as you change your name to not be Twisted Metal, they'll announce a Twisted Metal game, and then you have to wait, like, what? Wasn't like 6 weeks or 6 months to change your name again. You need this shirt? Thanks, it's my merch. I thought it was the appropriate shirt to wear to promote scary movie, G Fuel. Sushi guy! Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. There's also Don't Be Mean to Me, I'll come too. But you guys are mostly nice to me. Alright. I'll show you guys a different clip. Oh, I'm not gonna show it right now. I'll wait. Zombie Magic, thank you for the raid. 30 seconds into my stream and we're getting raided. What the fudge? Hi, Zombie. What's up, Escape? Mwah. Crazy Bat. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Zombie Magic. Hi. Guff Girls. Big fan. Hello. What's up, Fox? Tech Wiz. Hello. All good. Mwah. YBZ. Mwah. Zombie Magic. Mwah. Marshmallow. Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kisses. What's up, Soul Parrot? Caca. Welcome in, Raiders. Soul Parrot. Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Oh my god, Zombie and friends. I was about to show chat. Hey, thank you for the follow! Welcome in. I do have anonymous follows on, but I see you and I appreciate you. I was about to show chat a little, like, behind the scenes, like, sneak peek at a scary movie G Fuel promo video that I just filmed right before stream. It involves dildos, and it's like, I don't know if I should finish editing it and post it or not. I filmed 2 versions. I filmed a dildo-filled scary movie promo, and I filmed a dildo-less scary movie promo, because I'm scared that I'm gonna post this video and I'm gonna get, like, a cease and desist from Scary Movie and or G Fuel. It's like, what do you want from me? So, oh my god, Danny, mwah, Goth Girls, mwah. Duncan! Mwah! Destiny! Mwah! Crazy Bat! Mwah! Thank you guys for the forehead kisses. Do you guys want to see it? Alright, this is a warning. You're gonna see dildos. Okay. I'm gonna show it one time, because I will post this video. Just don't look. Okay, and there's no sound. I didn't do my voiceover yet. Actually, I did, but it messed up, so I had to redo it. Alright, so this is just one. It's... And in my script, hold on, let me read my script to you guys really quickly. So that's my G Fuel fridge with dildos in it. And in my script, it says, wet, empty, this makes me the different kind of wet. I'm thirsty for G Fuel. Ugh. So, do you guys think it's too much? Do you guys think it's too much, or it's for Scary Movie? Oh my god, 11 out of 10. If I post it, I'm gonna need everyone to like it, because I don't want to get canceled for that. Moon Courts, thank you for the 55 stream streak. Also, pronoun check. My pronouns are she and they. Thank you for asking. I'm crying. There is another couple clips of me. Oh, do you guys just want to see the whole? Do you guys want to see the whole video, but without any voiceover? Because I haven't filled the voiceover yet. One's in chat if you do. I totally understand if you guys don't, because there's no voiceover yet. It's gonna be completely silent. Oh, alright, okay. Alright, I need you guys, 1, to not judge me. I need you, 2, to hype me up. And 3, I need you to understand that, oh my god. Alright. There's no voiceover, there's no nothing. I haven't finished editing it yet. Oh, Luffy, thank you for the forehead kissy. I'm so sorry. Raiders, I'm so sorry. This is kind of par for the course. Zombie, please get your post-stream self-care. Thank you so much for the raid. Truly. Ooh, Mooncourts, please let me know if I ever misgender you, my love. Dangos! Thank you for the forehead kissy. I'm gonna do like a thing. When I post this video, I'm gonna ask people to be like, count how many dildos there were in this entire video. I'm gonna need you to count. Alright, here we go. Alright. Remember, there's no sound, there's no audio. It's completely silent. It's just what I literally just filmed. Alright. In my script, I said, oh, it's true what they say about Vaporeons, is what I said in the fucking script. Okay. Oh, that says pay full price or use code kitten. Because there's in the first Scary Movie, it goes safety or death, and so Stop! I need you guys to understand. I literally am just trying to, like, I'm trying to, oh no.
This is no fun!
Welcome in, Raiders. I want to give the Raiders a chance to back out. Luffy's like, I am both frightened and aroused. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sweating. Welcome in, Raiders! Ginger, I am showing a video of a Scary Movie and G Fuel promo. Hello? And I'm showing a video that I was filming. I'm sweating. I'm so hot right now. And, girl, I'm gonna punish you.
Scratch pit.
Go on.
You guys are all gonna get punished.
Choo
You guys are getting, like, a look into my dildo collection. I told you, you don't work 7 years in an adult store and as a manager and not get free shit and, like, not, like, collect. Welcome in, Raiders. Ginger, how was your stream? I'm showing a behind the scenes of, like, a promo video for G Fuel / Scary Movie that I filmed, and I'm trying to get, like, chat's opinion on it and if I went too far with the dildos or not. The consensus seems not enough. Girls, ladies, trying to do my work type shit.
Sulfetti loops, link loops, good boy loops, good boy.
Oh my god. YBZ, thank you for the
Don't let the
tier
Raiders back out.
3 sub
Just
for
go deeper, Keck.
for 42 months. YBZ, I have a very important question for you. Also, I still have to get your pink your pink pussy, Jinx. YBZ, I have a very important question for you. Dog or cat, my love? Thank you guys so much. Ginger, I have a very important question for you. Should I finish the video? Dog? Perfect. Perfect. Should I start from the beginning? Do you guys want me to start from the beginning? Okay, the script goes... Also, my throat's really messed up because I was trying to do, like, a ghost face, Scary Movie voice. And, like, I really messed up my voice doing that. But the very first line of my script is, oh, Vaporeon, it's true what they say about you. Start from the ending? Alright, well, this is where Ginger rated us. I made a bowl of popcorn for this video, by the way. So anyways, thank you guys so much for the raid. I really hope you like it. You need a ghost face dildo? Yeah. No notes. Otaku, mwah, thank you for the forehead kissing. Tech just stole the VIP. Are you shiitake my mushrooms? Holy. Oh my god, let me get you that little diamond, Tech. Holy. Enjoy your diamond. 6 dildos. There's a couple more. But to be fair, you're also looking at it at a very small screen. There's a couple more. You'd have to see the whole video. Thank you so much, Tech, for the VIP. Okay. Oh yeah, more Panic in the Disco. I'm really glad that you guys laughed at that and you guys weren't like, oh, ew. So, yeah, hold on. Oh, there we go. There's a couple more, but like you guys only saw it like a small screen. Also, thank you guys very much for the hype train. Level 2 at 69%, by the way. Holy, thank you guys so much for the raids for Zombie Magic and One-Handed Ginger. One-Handed Ginger, Ghost Loops, and Zombie Magic. Thank you for the 100 bits each. YBC, thank you for the tier 3 resub. Awful Gamer, thank you for the 7 stream streak. And, oh, Awful Gamer, I don't think I gave you a kissy. Ah! Thank you for the forehead kissy. I'm so sorry if I've missed anyone's messages. 69? Yeah, there's at least 6 to 7 of them. I'm appalled and disgusted. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, let me get Jinx pussy for the 5 gifted subs, and then we'll get YBZ's doggy for the tier 3 resub. Holy shite. That was awesome. Thank you guys so much for letting me share that with you. So, okay, so I have a genuine question. Should I post that video? Like, you don't think, like, that's, like, too much, right? Like, it's a scary movie, you know? You know? Like, you don't think that's too much? So I feel like it's, like, a little, like, in your face. not to, like, be, like, you know, in your face about it. My throat was so messed up. Now, do you guys want to see a raid trailer while I do this? While I do these little kitty cats? Kitty cats and doggy cats? You think it matches Scary Movie vibe? Because I did film one without, sorry, I actually have popcorn in my teeth. I did eat that bowl of popcorn, actually. I like something else in my face. Babies! Okay. Let me do a raid trailer really quickly for our double raids. I'll be... Don't look at my goddamn shade!
Merry Crisis! Merry Crisis!
It went everywhere! Why is the music like this? I can't stop looking at my cleavage, I'm sorry. Pixel! Pixel! You fat booty! It squirts in your mouth, not in your hands. By the way, it's Pixel. It's not really Bob Ross. It's me. It's Pixel. My mouth tastes like barf and stink bug. Who wants a lick? Thank you guys very much for the double raids and the hype train. Yeah, do your salmon and broccoli dinner. Hater. Barf and stink bug. Well, right now my mouth tastes like cherry. I hope this cheers you up. You're my comfort. Oh my god. I don't know if I can read this out loud. Oh, Ren. That is way too nice. Oh, you gave me chills! Thank you. I already feel so much better after starting stream. That's why I should never ever cancel stream. Because every time I feel like I want to cancel stream, I end up streaming and I have like the best stream ever. Also, Dweeb! Mwah! Thank you for the forehead kissy. Rin, you're very, very kind. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm glad that I can have that effect on people. I'm sure there's people that look at me and they go, ugh, Pixel, and then like they throw up or something. I'm sure I have like the opposite effect, but it's nice to know that I have a somewhat positive effect on some people. You know what I mean? Reaper Bunny. Ah! Thank you for the forehead kissy. Also, Jinx, I got you a kitty. And your kitty cat has a brand new tongue ring! So, your kitty cat matches you. Very cute. Yippee! hanging out right next to Nikki. I hope you liked the video that I tagged you in. Oh, the Fortnite one? Yeah, Fortnite, we're about to get down. You already know? Yeah, Ghost Loops. I'm glad that I didn't read that live, because I would have started bawling like a little baby. I don't like it when people are nice to me. You missed it? How dare you? He's got a little tongue ring. Just like you. Someone say Fortnite? Yeah, Destiny put a video of like a cosmetic that Destiny said reminded of me, which I thought was super cute. Fortnite! YBZ_J. Right? Right? Yeah. YBZ_J. It's so cute. Almost as cute as you are. Man, I gotta take a shot already, too. YBZ, are you still here? It's okay if you're not. But if you are, I want you to pick a shot for me. And then we'll open up some Pokemon cards. Or I'll be really disappointed and I'm gonna start crying. Because Pokemon cards fucking hate me. Can you guys even hear me when I whisper? First come to life. Who does he think he is? ASMR, yeah. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Remember that two streams I did ASMR? Remember when I did the harmonica horror game? That was fun. That was a fun YouTube video too. Making sounds with software? What does that mean? My throat was really messed up from doing that freaking voiceover. I did that voiceover like 1,000,001 times. It came out perfect. I had my script, and for some reason TikTok, because that's how I was editing it, because I'm lame and I don't have like an editing software on my phone, so I edit with TikTok. I was editing on TikTok, and the voiceover like features, functions for TikTok are so fudging bad. So I just kept messing up, and that's one of the reasons why I almost canceled streams. So I was like, I just wanted to get it done, but it's fine. Borked. Very borked, yeah. Bork. All right. Oh. I kind of want to make him holding a penguin, too. Okay, we'll do this. I only think in form of crunchy numbers in hotel rooms, lightning baby lovers. Oh my god! It's like the cutest little eyeballs I've ever made. Alright. Getting you into the mood. Oh, this is kind of scary. Maybe that's supposed to be, right? Eyeballs. Okay, this is not... Oh, that's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, well, I messed it up. If you guys just, like, squint really hard and look from really far away, you guys can kind of tell what this is. Oh, no. Hey, Spartan! Hell yeah. 5 days till birthday feast. What are you going to feast on? And the plush is holding the plush. Destiny, I'm going to have to do that next time. Because that's a really good idea. I was referencing my ghost face mask. But if you guys, like, look, like, really far away and squint, you can tell it's Ghostface. But otherwise, it just kind of looks like that one, what's that one painting? You know that one painting? I want to say it's Georgia O'Keeffe, but that's not right. A different artist. Who's the one that does the artist? Or does that, art? Yeah, the Scream. Who does that one? I don't remember. Georgia O'Keeffe is the one that does all the flowers. Jorkin, Peener. Jorkin. Oh, sorry. Jorks the Peener too hard. Why does he act like he likes it? Flowers. Does she not do flowers? I'm gonna look it up. Oh. Yeah, flowers. Yeah. There's a lot of flowers. Oh, they're like pussies. Okay. Steak with Brussels sprouts and bacon and garlic mashed potatoes and corn. That's what we're gonna have for your birthday? Hell yeah! It's called Goth Girl Spit. Oh, I drink that every day. Is that real? I got the cat said Jasper. Did you really? It was the best weekend ever. Why just Jasper and Boo? I say as if like they're not the only animals that are always on my stream. And because Jasper would eat, or not Jasper, Charlie would eat you. Do you guys want to open up some Pokemon cards? Pokemon. God, my throat is so messed up, guys. Holy shit. Honestly, God, this is going to be a short stream today. Oh, shit! Let me take a shot. Girl. Alright, well, I don't have a shot glass down here, so you guys mind if I do a shot of Pokemon? Do you guys mind if I do a shot of moonshine? Because I don't have a shot glass down here because I took it upstairs. Do you guys mind? Because apparently it's moonshine. Did you really? Is it meme and GIFs? Oh, messy. Alright, this is for... Do a shot of Pokemon cards? I'm gonna need to, like, cut it up and, like... do, like, a line of Pokemon cards. Oh, man. Alright, let's do a shot of Old Smoky Apple Pie Moonshine. Almost said whiskey. Moonshine for the tier 3 resub. Oh, and food? Okay, bet. Oh, sorry, I smelt it. Ugh. Yep. Alcohol. Oh, Shabby! Shabby. Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Hi, damn your. Wait, really? Alright, hold on. Now I actually have to look at this. Hold on. Let's look at this goth girl spit. Oh! I saw a picture of that, but I didn't, like, look at what it was. Interesting. Well, I'm sure it tastes awful. How's my day so far? It's okay. I did almost cancel stream today. Like, I'm okay. I'm just tired and, like, slightly irritable, you know? And then, I also, we're gonna be doing so many, like, extra streams this week. I'm just like, ugh, I'm just gonna not stream today. And then I streamed, and I already feel better. It is gonna be a short stream today, though. Oh, Citrus. Cuddles with the puppies? What about cuddles with the kitties? Yeah, I'm gonna do a short stream today. Yeah, thanks, Po. Guys, don't be nice to me. Salmon in the oven. Yippee! Alright. I have Journey Together, Chaos Rising, Destin Rivals, and Chaos Rising. I'm just gonna open them in order. What do you guys think? Is that okay? Ooh, that tummy makes me warm shot. That shot makes my tummy warm. Alright, let's do a prediction. Chaos? Oh, we're gonna open all of them. What's up, Dragon? Alright, will there be a hit? That tummy makes my shot warm. Yeah, tummy warm shot. Cursed! Cursed, 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 and double cursed. Not last pack magic. Well, I hope work's going very well for you, Spooky Dragon. Oh, you want to cast Wrecking Ball butt plug? Girl, what did you say? Oh, what did she say? Alright. The first pack we're going to open is Journey Together. I'm still trying to get that stupid fudging Clefairy. The Choo Choo has already chewed its last
Bits
chew,
for
Slasher
Strimmer.
Bunny. Thank you for the 300 bits. What the fudge is happening today? What? Hello? We had 5 good subs. Like, how many bits? 600 bits. Thank you, counter. A tier 3 resub. Holy! Thank you so much. Oh! Enjoy your lucky turkey, Ghost Loops! Thank you so much for the bits. And they're streaming right now? Oh, Slasher Bunny, you naughty little Nelly. Thank you for the shout out. Yeah, enjoy your lucky turkey, sweet angel. I bless thy rip with sparkly balls. Papa Tree! I need titties! And that's a right, Poe. I understand. I don't know if I did the energy check. Guys, what energy is it gonna be? Mooncore's finally got a Clefairy. Oh, whatever. I'm so happy for them. That's awesome though. Was it shiny? Can you get shiny Pokemon in Pokopia? Fire? Wuta? Dark. I'm going to dark. Yeah, I'm gonna go dark. Wuta. A lot of water. Oh my god. What's up? Micah, right? Oh my god. Micah, did I say it right? Hi, Angel! No, you're just in time! We're about to open our first pack of Journey Together. And we're guessing what the energy card's gonna be. Water, metal, fighting fire. Oh! What's up, Mrs. Gothic? Alright. Leaf. Stanley.
Hyalism.
For 3 years? Stanley. Thank you for the 36 months. Enjoy your 90. Count them. Your 90 emotes to add for your view and your sub batch. If this is a fire energy, I'm gonna lose it because that's what Stanley's Pokemon card's about to be. Metal! Raven was right! I think Raven was the only person that guessed metal, right? Metal. Because I guessed dark. Holy, I'm gonna get a Pokemon card for you. Delmies. This is gonna be a hit because we just got a a 3-year resub. Black Belt's training. Shelmet. Rockruff. Rootsy's favorite Pokemon. I'll put that aside for him. Pangoro. Grimmsnarl. I fucking hate this Pokemon so much. Ends PP. Tropius. I think Tropius is such a dope Pokemon. I love him so much. Joltik. Oh. No hit. No hit. Oh, wait, what? That was weird. There we go. No hit. That's okay. We're gonna open up a pack of Chaos Rising. So, when you guys get your prediction in while I do this Pokemon card for Stanley! Also, Spartan, thank you for the 3 stream streak! Stop cursing my cards! Still cute cards. Yeah, I like the Tropius. Thank you for the follow! Welcome in. I do have anonymous follows on, but I see you. And I appreciate you. Welcome in. You're gonna be this one. Normally I just pick randomly, but I'm picking. You're gonna be this one. So 3 years is a fire Pokemon. Alright, so that was Journey Together. Now it's Chaos Rising. Then Destined Rivals, then another Chaos Rising. Stanley Wavely. If you guys don't know what I'm doing and why I'm desecrating these Pokemon cards, every time someone resubs on a year anniversary, whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, etc., they go into my Spank Bank binder. Yeah. And if you subscribe for 1 year, you get a water energy or water Pokemon. If you subscribe for 2 years, oh, by the way, peep all the 1 years. Those are all 1 years. If you're subscribed for 2 years, you get an electric Pokemon. If you subscribe at a tier 2, you get a reverse holo. If you subscribe at a tier 3, you get a holo. 3 years is fire. 4 years is fighting. 5 years is psychic. And we're only at 5 years right now. So Stanley just got 3 years, which means he gets a fire Pokemon. Perfect. Tier 4? Okay. You're gonna vote much in 3 years. You absolute menace, you. Oh, you think it's gonna be Psychic? Vulpix! I was gonna do Vulpix or Ninetales, but I like the Vulpix. Vulpix. Thank you so much. Oops. My Pokemon! Thank you so much for the 3 years. Alright. We got a prediction in. We're, ban! Electric! Looky. We're opening up a pack of Chaos Rising. Hi, Lord Raiden. Hi, Dragon Son of Plays. Guys, oh, yeah. Raven, remind me. Because it's next month, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. I love them both.
If I had a nickel for every time I came quick, I could quit my job.
Carpomania. Thank you for the 7 months. Enjoy your 90. Count them. Your 90 emotes, your ad-free viewing, and your sub badge. Also, Dragon. Mwah. Lord Raiden. Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kisses. Guys, guess the energy. Grass. Grandma. Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Wait, you too, Shabby? What happened 3 years ago? Fire, Steel, Water, Psychic. Raven is 2 out of 2, by the way. Holy! I think someone else picked Fire, too. Alright, so chat 2, Pixel 0. Weedle! Someone call Rainer Vaz Jr. Breakson? Froakie? Greninja, SIR. I'm calling it. Froakie. Ferroseed. Great Hall Net. Tauros. Transformation Tome. Carnivine. Oh, Minchino. I fucking hate Pokemon cards. I hate Pokemon cards so much. Pokemon cards suck. No, there was not a hit. Oh my god. We're 0 out of 2 for hits, by the way. 2 more packs. Alright, here's a pack of Destined Rivals. Will this be a hit? It was a Water Energy. It was a Water Trainer. It's ass. What's up, Panda Pants? Minchino is so cute. I think there's a Minchino, like, full art in this, in Chaos Rising as well. She's too powerful, otherwise that's fair. 3rd time's a charm. All I'm hoping is that we get the 50% pull rate. So this has to be a hit, and this has to be a hit, and then we'll have the 50% pull rate. And Rip Journey Together, that was our first pack that we did. Oh, okay. Wait, I have 1 more Journey Together. Okay, I'll make a deal with you. I'll make a deal. If this is not a hit and this isn't a hit, we'll do another Journey Together. Holy shit! Someone put 10,000 points in. Yes, there's going to be a hit. Okay, I really hope there's going to be a hit. Did you really? Can you see a picture of it, Dragon? Alright. And then, while the prediction is finishing, what's the energy that we're going to get? I'm going to guess electric. So far, it was metal, then fire. I'm going with electric. This is Destined Rivals. Oh, I opened it ugly. I hate when I open it ugly. Besting? You also feel electric? Ooh, okay, that's a good sign for me. Who did that? Grass, Dark, Fistain. Fistain. Is there fighting? Yeah, that's the Fistain. Psychic. What did I say? Electric. Woogie, woogie, woogie. Alright, you guys ready? Oh! Get fisted! Chat 3, Pixel 0. Congrats to the Fisters. This is Destined Rivals. Small Live. Torchic. Streak over, but chat. Oh, look at how cute he is! Look at Gucci. Oh, so cute. Yeah. Staryu. Metang. Oh, we lost the focus. We lost it. It's Jasper. He's like rubbing his nose on me. Metang. Muck. Cum spelled backwards. Team Rocket's Patrol. Crustle. Oh my god. Oh! Well, this is pretty. Not a hit, but that's really cool. I've never seen this before. Whoa! I need this for my binder! No way! Zamazenta. Mira, are you here? Mira likes Zamazenta. I actually need this for my binder. It's not a hit. So, non-believers win. Which means we get to open up another pack of Journey Together. Damn it. A Crustle deck? Shut up. That's so funny. I was really hoping. There. Whoever voted no is so rich right now. Alright. Now we're going to open up a pack of Chaos Rising, and then we'll do our Journey Together. Will there be a hit this pack? Winner, winner. I had sausage for dinner. Whatever. I had popcorn. Oh, man. You only put 200? Yeah, but you probably got a lot of points out of that, right? Because there was like 20,000 points on yes. Lucy Focus is common here. Oh, man. Without the sunburn is still too much. Oh, my God. You got 4K for putting 200 points in? Not too shabby. See, this is how gambling gets you. Cursed? Yeah, well, so far, it's been working, Kyle. This is our 4th pack. We've gotten 3 packs, 0 hits. Also, Danger Dan. Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissing. Leaf? Not too shabby. Tugboat. I'm gonna guess water. Agua. I'm gonna guess agua and a hit. I can't put channel points in, though, because I'm the streamer. I'm gonna guess agua and a hit, but I'm also, that's full copium there. What am I opening? Oh, Chaos Rising. Okay, this is Chaos Rising. 200 on yes. All right. All right, grass. Happy Pride Month, Micah. Happy Pride. I guessed water and a hit. I'm 50% right so far. Water. Water. I reposted a TikTok that I saw of someone pronouncing words that apparently all Chicagoans can't say, and water was one of them, by the way. So apparently it's not just a Tism thing; it's a Chicago thing. All right, yeah, you saw that? It's so funny. Watchdog. Oh, where's my Chaos Rising pack? Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, I have them separate in piles. Fanpy, Carnivine, Beldum, Avalug, girl, get Roxy's Performance, another Avalug, I'm so happy! The curse is broken! No way! Oh, I just spit everywhere, but it's alright, you guys liked it. No way! Oh! This is your chase! I remember you saying that you wanted the Tauros! Oh! Bye, Max! I did, yeah. I did repost it. Oh my god, this is such a pretty card. Wow. Look at him. Absolutely lovely. Lovely, lovely. Oh, prediction winners. Amazing pull. Yes, that was a hit. Holy. All right, and we're going to open this last pack of, I know! Yeah, I'm so glad too, Micah! We're going to open this last pack of Journey Together. Holy. I don't know. I'm not optimistic because this is our 5th pack. We've only had 1 hit out of the 4 that we've had. And so I'm going to go with a 20% pull rate. I'm going to guess that this is not a hit. But I guess the water energy and I guess the hit. Holy shit. Pink? Oh. Alexa, turn front basement light pink.
Okay.
Good girl. She's loading. Hold on. Alright, it's not going to look too different because It was on purple. Now it's on pink. Can I make it like... Okay, I made it a little bit lighter. There we go. Kari, mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Thank you for the praise. Thank you for the praise. I almost choked on my mac and cheese. Ooh, I would like some, please. Thank you. Could you not good girl on stream, please? Well, then tell ALEXA to stop being such a good little girl. Fire. Dark. I'm going dark. Dark and no hit are my guesses. Poop? Was that fighting? Electric. Woogie, woogie, woogie. Oh, Kari! Do you get it? Do you get him in stock tomorrow, or do you have it already? Emily! Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Psychook. Fisting. That's right. We knew what you were saying. Did you really? No way! Oh my god, Kari, I hope you love it. I really hope you do. Raven, is that 3 out of 5 for you? Girl. What the fudge? What? And Micah, wait, oh, weren't you guessing psychic the entire time and then now it's electric? No way! Cosmic Razzle, hell yeah. Alright, so this is Journey Together. Bombardier. Parasecta. Pupitar. Geodude. Alolan Geodude. Corviknight! Oh, what a dope Pokemon card. Spiky Energy. Super Potion. What is this art? I don't think I've pulled this Volta before. This is a dope reverse hollow Voltorb. What the fudgies? Okay, I'm really convinced this is not going to be a hit now because we just got some really cool cards, and I know I'm convinced it's not going to be a hit. Oh, I do love this Pokemon card though. I do love Noivern. Damn, I knew it. 20% pull rate. That's insane. That's actually really fucking sad. This is a really cool... Yeah! No Panda Pants! What's up, Irish Gambit? Should we open up some more Pokemon cards and continue to be upset? I have a 20% pull rate right now. 20%. Enjoy your looky turkey, dinosaur. No, there was no hit. Alright. Alright, we got some options. Should I open up the loose packs that I have? I know, Dragon, this is literally 20% pull rate is probably like 20 to 25% pull rate. I think is like what I usually get. That's why in that one day where I had 50% pull rate, I was like gagged. Or should we do a 3-pack blister Chaos Rising? So these are all from like tins that I got, and I just opened them. And I think one of these is from a blister too, from a blister set. So what do you guys think? Chaos Rising or some random ones? Oh, thank you for the hug. I do need it. Ha! That's funny, Panda Pants. Chaos Rising. I don't know what the difference is. 3-pack, but you asked. I love when people answer me. The one in your hand now? Oh, you guys are so good. After these 3 packs, we'll play some DBD. Oh, I'll play an ad now, so there's no ad in game. There's no ad during Pokemon packs. All right, ad now, and then we'll start the prediction too.
Lizard.
Thank you. All right, will there be a hit this pack? So we're gonna do 3 more Chaos Rising. Chaos Rising generally has like a nicer hit rate, and this is the only thing we pulled so far, which from a Chaos Rising set. So who knows? Who knows what we're gonna get here? I think I'm gonna do some solo queue tonight, Spades, just because I'm in I'm already in a bad mood right now. Normally I would say yes. No, there is not Panda Pants. Good question, though. Thank you for asking, Spades. Because normally I'd say yes, but I'm in a pee-pee-poo-poo mood today. Charmeleon, Wartortle, Mewtwo, Tetral, Aerodactyl, Ammonite, Slowpoke, Pidgeot, Arbok. That's all, folks. Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Markiplier. It is cute. I have like 20 of them now. Yeah, my day goes, I was like the worst. Really? Dragon, do it. I haven't bought Pokemon cards in a minute. These are all from, like, the packs I've already purchased before. Enjoy your lucky turkey. Shabby, no you. Alright. The, prediction's almost over. No one voted, so there probably won't be Any points in here? 65 versus 10. Perfect. Alright, guys, guess the energy. I'm gonna guess it's electric. Woogie, woogie, woogie. Have we pulled an electric yet? We have not. Fire? Water. Really? I mean, I'll take them. Shit. You don't have to, though. Because that's probably gonna be really expensive to send. Metal fisting. What did I say? Electric? Whoa! Alright, Raven, you're starting to scare me a little bit. You're starting to scare me a little bit. Now, the last time we had water, we did get a hit. So I'm taking this as a good sign. Minchino. I'm scaring myself. That's 4 out of 6 packs that you've got correct, by the way. No. Yeah, 4 out of 6 that you got correct. Little Leo. Golbat. Esper. Goliospod. Tauros. Garbodor. Carnivine. Metang. It's a hit! This is like my 5th one. On God, I'm pretty sure it's my 5th one. A Mega Gallade. I think it's my 5th Mega Gallade. Yeah, what are the lottery numbers, Raven? It is a hit, though. So, Chaos Rising keeps rising. What? I'll take it. And so, every time we've had a water energy, we've gotten a hit. Alright, 2 more packs, guys. 2 more packs. 2 more packs. We got Dragology and a Pyroar. Don't put that pressure on me. Will there be a hit this pack? So far, we have 2 out of 6, so we're still at 20, right? PixelxKitten word? No. That's not the word I'm looking for. I want to paint it black. I'm gonna go with darkness. Pull gold Mega Greninja. Alright, because you said so, Poe, this pack is gold Mega Greninja. Just for you, though. Joke's on you. I'm always wet. Water? I hope so, Dragon. I'm gonna guess with darkness because of the song. Metal. Manifesting. Thank you. Grass. Psychic. Steel. Metal. A couple seconds will pull. It will show. What'd I say? Dark. It's electric! I'm here to stimulate the economy. Oh, my name's Economy. I'm joking. That was weird. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did. Metal. What's this made out of? Shrock. What is this? Hat. Stunky. Quilladin. Donphan. Prism Tower. I just realized I've been putting this in the wrong pile. I've been mixing my Chaos Rising and Journey together. Oh no, she's cooked. She fixed it. Alright, we're good. Sorry. Yikes. Yikes. Really? Aw, oh, damn it. That's alright, Raven. Emolga. Gold Greninja. Gold Greninja. They make me so happy, too. He's such a cute parrot. What's his name? Wow, a lot of people voted no, by the way. Congratulations. Assholes. It wasn't water, it's true. Alright, last pack. Last pack we're opening. Please, God. I've only had 2 pulls. Only one of them has been new. I know. Water? Next one will have it for sure. Well, put your channel points where your mouth is. Psychic? Oh, I opened up the pack upside down. My bad. Water. 100 can, yes. Shirt's coming off? God, I hope so. My shirt's about to come off for this one. Water or fisting. My food's almost ready. You mean my food? I'm just joking. I was going to say our food's almost ready. I don't know what this is going to be. I'm so defeated right now. I don't even care. Metal. I'm so defeated. Like, I don't even care. Oh, Apollo, thank you. Oh my God, Stanley did put 100,000 points on yes. Oh my God! You actually did put 100,000 channel points. Don't tell the cards you don't care. I don't care. I'm already defeated. What did I say? Metal? Metal. Oh, grass! I think someone's guessed grass, right? No,
Lizard.
maybe not for this one. Dude, God, Stanley, you're such a sweat. That's crazy. Whoa. Grass. Is that a weed? I'm calling the police. Nobody touched grass. Watchdog. Octillery. I really need a hit. Like, I really need one. Please, please, please. Fanpy. Roxy's Performance. Delibird. It's a hit. Special red card. Golio Spod. Hey! It's a Mega Jick Algae. We already do have this card, but it is a hit. So I'll take it. And now it goes into my trade binder. Is that a Bucky's card? Yeah. At least it's a hit. 3 out of 8? Not great. Not a great ratio. But, you know, it's something. And all 3 of our hits are from Chaos Rising. Oh, yeah, you do get your points back. But to be fair, I'm really glad we got this Tauros. This Tauros is pretty sick. Is it Spades? Is it? Wait, how many packs did we open? Was it 8 or 9? 8! Yeah, okay, you know what? Spades, you're right. That's all right. Prediction. We got a hit. Wow, 100,000 channel points, and yes is crazy. What if I accidentally click no? Should we open more? I won't. No, we won't open more. We're gonna play some DBD. Yeah, 100%. 100% the Tauros is pretty cool. I'm very happy with the Tauros. I honestly, out of all the cards, I'm very happy that we pulled the Tauros. Open another? I don't know. I don't know. Guys, 1's in chat if you want to do one more. 2's in chat for DVD. I'll DB your D? Save them? Yeah, Spades. Honestly, I'm impressed that you actually, like, made food. Oh, saving? I think we're majority save them. Oh, I had some more of your chocolate today, by the way, Seltzer Loki. I had some more gummy bears and the sponge ones. Nightshade Jade! Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Yeah, no, yay for me. Thank you. It was delicious. Alright, we'll wait. We do still have, though, we have... Alright, Destined Rivals, Chaos Rising, Destined Rivals, Perfect Order, Destined Rivals, Destined Rivals, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We do have 11 packs loose. And then we do have, excuse me, sweetheart. And then we have the pack, the box that literally made me want to slit my wrists in video games. Not in life. This is the worst pull rate I've ever had in my entire life, the Mega Zygarde box, which has 6 Perfect Order and 2 Phantasmal Flames. Didn't we have how many Evolving Skies boosters? Actually, in some of my sealed products, I think I do have some Evolving Skies. And Vivid Voltage. Yeah. I have some old stuff. But yeah, this box screwed me out so badly last time we opened it. All 6 Perfect Order packs, not a single hit. Oh, actually, I think there's 1 hit in the Perfect Order. Just 1 Perfect Order. And then, whatever, Bo. And then the 2 Phantasmal packs, I think, were hits. So, that's what we have. At least downstairs. I have some more upstairs, too. But not a lot left. I haven't bought Pokemon cards in a minute. Girls, I'm broke. Ladies, I'm broke. I have a sealed box of boosters. Like, a booster box? Do you really? Because that's, like, thousands of dollars. Like, $3,000, I think. Yeah, we'll save some for the, for Lake Time. Dead. Hello? Dead by daylight. Panda Pants. If it's the booster box that has 36 packs, I'm pretty sure, it's, like, $3,000 for that booster box. The one that has, like, 36 packs? Or is it the 6-pack? Is it a booster bundle or a booster box? 36 packs? Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's, like, $3,000 on market. Jade, I'm doing okay. Pretty rough day today, but you know what? It's already better since I started streaming. But now I'm about to play Dead by Daylight, so I'm sure it's about to get a lot worse. You're joking? I don't think so. Evolving Skies booster box. $2,700. Yeah. How many packs are you gonna do? We already did them. We opened 8 packs. English ones? Yes, that's for English. I'm not sure. Wait, what language is yours? Can everyone say hi to my dog, Hera? Hi, Hera! Everyone say hi, Hera. Woof. Ted! Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Nah. 2,700 it looks like for English. Also, the stream might freak out for a second, and that's just, my PC. Where's my DBD creator? Oh, there it is. Mazel tov on the $3,000 booster box, by the way. Bark, 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 woof, woof, woof. Oh, really? Jade. Oh, I'm feeling kind of violent today, too. Shoot. No. I'm just, like, annoyed, you know? You guys know. Panda Pants, from what you've told me in this chat of what you have a lot of really good stuff. Like, a lot. Yeah, Jade, I'm so sorry. Hugs! Hugs for you and anybody who needs a hug. And if you guys don't want the hug, you guys can double it. Give it to the next person. Because, yeah. I feel you. Oh, there's a daily login? Ah. I love daily logins. Oh, mushrooms! Sorry, I choked. Micah! Of course. Of course, of course. Sorry. I just got so excited when I saw you. I choked. Look at this Krasu skin! So cute! Oh, wow. Oh my god. Cats and geckos. Thank you, Dead by Daylight, for all the RXLs, because now I have this outfit. Thank you. It's so cute! Holy shit! Ooh, that one's cute, too. I really like the V one. Jade, so real. So fudging real. Oh my god. Oh, sweetie, no! Sweetie, mwah. Thank you for the forehead kiss. See, I swear, like, once upon a time, that they said that they were going to do a thing that you can, like, reuse channel points to save a streak or something, but I don't think that's implemented, right? I'm so sorry, sweet angel. You deserve your streak. Sure. I'm feeling like spending money today. I gotta rebuild. That's ass. I'm so sorry. For emotional damages, I like the way you think. I can't believe I don't have the ace one. Oh no, more time in Pixel streams. Ooh. You're so cute. Alright. So cute. Okay. 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 Oh, should we put our little gross blood points into Ghostface? Ugh. Did you really? My dad got me one, Jade. It's super cute. Actually, you just reminded me I need to put more birdseed in there. Oh, Spartan! Wait, hold on. Let me see. Let me see, doggo. Oh, wait. Let me see your Pokemon card. Oh, my God. Dragon Set of Blades. I don't know if you're still here. But, the Team Rocket's Giovanni card is sick. Oh my god. I love this Jesse and James card you have. That's so cute. Oh man. Those are so cool. I like your trainer cards. Yeah, those are dope. Okay, what'd you say? In animal photos? Oh! Oh! Oh, good doggy! So cute! Oh, I love! Oh, you guys are so cute. Oh my god. I love doggies. Maya is the black and Hera is the brown. Hera's got the cutest little face. Oh my gosh. Oh my jeeper golly gee whiz. Also, we are now prestige 21 from Ghostface. Yikes! Alright. Survivor. Oh, blood pipe bonus. Also, I know it's not messed up for you guys, but it's messed up for me. Let me fix my audio really quickly. I'm just gonna do some solo queue today. But maybe like for an hour or something. Just short stream. And my PC is freaking out. Holy Maximus! Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna stop raids. I don't think I want to get raided anymore today. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for Zombie Magic and One Hand Ginger for the raids, but I think like I just don't have the energy to like welcome in raiders right now. So I'm gonna turn off raids. I kind of want to play as V because I really like that new cosmetic for her. It's just so cute. Like, I love this hairpiece. And then there's the lizard! The lizard in the back. So cute. That's cute, too.
Lizard.
Tinker. Tinker, mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Yeah. I do that a lot, Stanley. I'm just like, I just don't feel like getting rated today. Like, no, thank you. Oh, this is a build request. Okay, I remember that. Okay. Oh, that's what I want. Yeah, whatever. Hug, marry, kiss for Deathslinger, Wesker, and Michael Myers. I'm marry Wesker. Absolutely. I will kiss Michael Myers, and I will hug Deathslinger. Also, Taker, thank you for the 10 stream streak. Thank you so much. Look at this, this Felix cosmetic. That is so cute. I don't remember that one. That's super cute. That's a good question, though, Blighted Bean. Blighted Bean, what about you? I ate. Feel like a person now. Thank God. I'm so glad you ate. Can someone message my boss? Let her know I need to go home. Yeah. and it's just like someone needs to text me. Say, can you please let Bravo Penguin out of the basement? Yeah. No. It has I had a 1.1 blood point bonus for being on the showcase. Oh, it's from Quismas? That makes sense. Marry Deathslinger, hug Michael, kiss Wesker. Ow. Oh, so we had completely different. No, thank you. I appreciate that space. Thank you, the Orkin man. Meg! You agree too? You only got 7 minutes to hug Wesker. 7 minutes in heaven. Oh, do you? In order, I'm a Twins, Nemesis, Springtrap. Although, when Jason comes out, he might kick Springtrap out. I do love me some Springtrap, though. So he'll be top 5. I don't know who would be my 5th. Probably Wesker would be top 5. Wesker would be probably number 5 for me. Oh my god, ready up! I'm joking. I used to think I'd be good at Deathslinger because I was good at Call of Duty, and then I played Deathslinger and was like, this is nothing at all like Call of Duty. I didn't give permission to Bravo to leave the bad kitten corner. I'm gonna need her back. Right meow, please, and thank you. Yeah, but specifically, right meow. Death Leader Chucky Pyramid Head! Oh my god. I love Chucky so much. We did a cosplay day with him where I just played him all stream, and he was so much fun. I used a lot of rat poison that day. And I used to have some world records for Pyramid Head. But ever since they redid the website, I don't have the same records anymore. I don't have any records anymore. I was also the number one in the world for Dredge Adept. And they took it away from me because they reset the website. But the YouTube video's still there, and that's what matters. I wish I could take you home, though. Bravo. God, look at this outfit! Look at the lizards! Yip, 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 yip. Is it a plague? It is a plague. My game is so like... Oh, it's not for you guys. Interesting.
Hello.
Oh, is it? My like game is like stuttering a little bit. What's up? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I do have anonymous follows on, but I see you and I appreciate you. Welcome in. My PC has been acting really weird today, so I think it's a me thing and not like a game or internet thing. I think it's just like, oh, hey, chill, chill, chill. I think it's just like my PC, just being a little booty head. Whoa, it's so bad. Whoa, this lag is crazy. That's alright. Z-Wall, best wall. Oh my god, it's so bad. Holy shite. I wonder if it's like so bad for her too. Like, I wonder if she sees me stuttering. Is it stuttering for you guys or is it just me? Like, if it's just me, that's fine. I'll like deal with it. But if it's also stuttering for you guys, I'm gonna feel like pee-pee. Oh, wow. Yep, there's the stutter. That was rough. That's so unfortunate. I can't see shit. It is? It started a bit? Okay. I don't know what to do. I was really, really hoping. I was really, really, really hoping that it would be just on my end and not for you guys. I don't know how to fix that. Because as you can see, like, my ping is fine. Yo, Denny, thank you for the 10 stream streak. I'm gonna try playing out the rest of this game. And then maybe go to the regular playlist instead of the game map playlist. Yeah, it is hard to play when the camera's just like really stuttering like that. Hello, Bot Ace. That guy didn't even load in. He was AFK from the beginning. Why aren't you healing me? Also, this is gonna make Conviction pretty much useless for me, innit? Right? Is it? It's about as smooth as gravel. It's rough, isn't it? Oh, I forgot I have Plaything. Yeah. Yep, there it is. Oof, this is really... Oh my god! I just tried to run towards the door and it had me set towards the window because it's so bad. Holy... This is so bad. Oh! This is really bad! This is really, really bad. Do you think it's just this game? I don't know what to do. Jetski! Thank you for the forehead kissy. Okay. Like I said, I think it's just the game. I literally think it's just the server. Yikes, though. You know what I mean? Yikes. Yeah, exactly. That's what I agree, Spades. Thank you. Definitely not the internet. I think it's just the server. I 100% think I'm just in a bad server. So this is so rough. Holy shite. Blake, help me. This is so bad. That's alright. We're getting our warm-up game out of the way. Jesus. Really bad. Oh, this is, yeah. Oops! Enjoy your lurky turkey, Angel. That's alright. Why are you yelling at me, sweet summer child? Stop. You wanna come up here? This is the easiest game in Plague's life. Did that person just cleanse just so that they can unhook me while I'm already stinky? That was a choice, right? Should I die so they don't get stinky again? Why would you cleanse just to unhook me? Like, why do that? You silly goofy goober? I'm gonna cleanse too! Sunny! Sunny! Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. I guess I'll work on a gen. I'd rather work on a gen than find my plaything. You know what I mean? Because then I could, like, not get the stuttering issues. That's right. I'm sure the next game will be better. Copium! Also, we know that the bot is on hook. I'm sure we're doing that on purpose. At least I am. Otter Gaming! Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. But my PC's been acting slow all day, so I'm not sure if it's like a little bit of my PC and the server. Like a little bit of both. A little bit of column A, a little bit. Whoa! Oh my god, you scared me. I thought that was Felix behind me. That's so funny. Oh, this is really rough. Oh, I found my plaything. Oh shit! No! Oh, mama, just killed a man. This is so hard. Oh my god! That's all right. I crave a challenge. Oh, she ran right through it. Yes! Oh, bull! I did stutter though. That was crazy. Yes, 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 yes. That was funny. Oh, please don't let me go. Please kill me. Please kill me. No, no, no. No. Let me out. Let me out. No! No! Kill me! I need out of this game! Oh, Ajiris. Oh, my sweet love. Oh no. She's letting me live. I don't know why, but she's letting me live. No! Oh, Commander Root. Spelt just like that. Commander Root. Wait. You used to unfollow channels. Yeah. And you follow the thing that shows you like who you're following, and I just check who I'm following, and then and I just unfollow people on Twitch using that because it's so much faster than going through your following list, because the following list on Twitch on the left hand side really only when you're following like 1,000 people like I am, you don't see all the people. So I go to Commander Root and just like click and open up tabs on all of them. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It is the root, but like root as in like a flower root, not like a map driving route. A 360 no scope YY ladder stall. Impressive. Yeah. I just open up a bunch of tabs and just unfollow people that way. And like I don't like unfollow people because I don't like them. I just unfollow people because like either I don't recognize their names because they changed their username, or just because I just don't recognize their username, or they haven't gone live in like 24 years. I wonder why she's letting me live. I mean, I appreciate it. This is a rough game though. Get him, Adiris. That's her name, right? Adiris? I don't want to make it, like, obvious that I'm, like, hanging out with her. That's right, Brutus. Brutus, you got this, gamer. Hey, we'll get blood points, though. I did bring cake. What'd she bring? Oh, who knows? Oh, he did lose her. And he's on a gen! Maybe he's letting, maybe the, plague is letting her live too. Him live too. Oh my god. Just standing here. Ugh! Okay, pretend for a second. That was the lag. Copium. You're gonna make me save you, Brutus? I wonder if she'll let me save him. I'm gonna finish this gen, though. It's really bad, yeah. I'm hoping it's just this game. I'm gonna finish this gen, then I'll go get him. Don't give up, Brutus! Help is on the way, dear! Help is on the way! Thrust. Thrust. Oh, she is there, though. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, she likes her present! Cute. Cute! Okay. Magic! Guys, everyone take your meds. Guys, okay. Question. Is anyone else having, like, the most obnoxious allergies ever? What if that gets me? Oh, I had my mouth open and everything. Is anyone else's allergies being so fudging annoying today? What's up, Haku? Get his ass. 360 no scope, YY letter saw. Oh, oh, hold on. I want to get it. Hold on. Do it again. Do it again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, okay. Hold on. One more. One more. One more. Ah! I can't even use conviction. It's so bad, Bravo Penguin. It's so bad. I'm tired of taking my don't have another stroke gesundheit. I could breathe. It was glorious. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. Why are we the chosen ones? What happened to Orchid Man? Why did Orchid Man die? Like the bot, I understand. What did Orchid Man do? Alright. Let's leave! No allergies? Ugh. I want... Hopefully she doesn't see me take that. No allergies is crazy. Well, I'm allergic to being touched? Oh. I just don't like being touched. Also, thank you so much for the lurk. Oh no! Oh my god, this lag is so bad. No immunity, no allergies, nothing. As soon as I get home, it feels like someone put a wet, hot towel on my head and like, ugh. You're going down, Felix. Oh, I'm coming for those toes, Adira. I got those toes! It's like, how do you live with mine? I'm done. Yeah, my allergies are so fudging annoying today. To the point where that is part of the reason why I'm so pissed off today and why I did not, like, want to stream today. Because I was just so annoyed from my stupid heckin' hotter allergies. GG's, my love. You troll? I've never... Me? Was up there on Labor Day weekend. It was beautiful. Broski, Penguin, and I both shed a tear. Yeah, so like like, I have allergies in Chicago anyways, but, I would rather be in Chicago than in, Florida because of the bastardly humidity. I'll lick her toes any day of the week. GG's. Alright, well, hopefully we'll try one more game and see, if we have the same issues. Let's get out of this playlist, just in case. Go to a normal game. And, let's see what happens. I'm watching on 9% of trees. Oh, yeah! That's true. That'll do it to you. It's an acquired taste. Ugh, ew. Ew, Panda. So anyways. I really hope it's not super laggy. This one. God, I can't get over this outfit. Like, I love this, like, jean skirt, too. One of my favorite skirts that I own is a black a black denim skirt. It's like one of my favorite skirts I've ever owned. I should wear it. I should find it. I don't know where it is. I should find it, though, because I fudging love that skirt. Know what else would I fudging love? This suck me, Scary Movie G Fuel. Sour cherry flavored. I'm allergic to cats and dogs, and I have 3 cats and 2 dogs. I don't know what I'm allergic to, as far as, like, outside goes. But every time I walk my dogs, I want to die. It's awful. I'll sour your cherry, I promise. What happened to the bed? Did Boo do a digging down? I didn't notice. Look at the bed. This is so good. So it was just a sample packet that they sent me. Just to do like a little sample taste test because this is empty. Oh, that was dope. And I'm very curious if the one in like the tub will be any different. Like maybe it'll be more sour. Because it's delightfully not sour. I'm not a big sour enjoyer, so. I'm also allergic to dogs and mushrooms and bees and most molds and kiwi and very mildly pear. I'm gonna confidently say that I don't. Oh shit! I forgot about Walmart Wednesday. No. I totally forgot about Walmart Wednesday. I gotta open up some Walmart stuff. Dig, diggity, dig. Oh, I think everything's sold out. Huh. No, the links are working. Okay. Nikki, mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. I haven't, like, ever, like, checked to see what I'm allergic to. Like, food-wise or outside-wise. Oh, it's still a little laggy, isn't it? AK, mwah. Rockin' Rebel, mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. It's still a wee bit laggy, isn't it? Man, I do want to say it might be, like, my PC, though. Because my PC's been acting really, like, sluggish all day. Hello, Evan McMillan. Okay. Hello, Sable. Shh, I'm not sure. Whoa, hello. This is really hard to do. I'm sorry, this is really hard. I might not play anymore. This is really hard to do with the lag. Aw, there were 2 people here! You guys could've got it. Whoa! My legs kinda look like noodles for a second. It's nice to have permission like that. It is nice. What's up, Leave? Man, I think I'm gonna stop playing. Try turning your settings down. I think I'm gonna stop playing. Because my PC's been like this all day, Spades. And I think I'm gonna stop playing just because, like, I'm already, like, having, like, I'm already, like, annoyed today, and this is, like, annoying me more. Like, it's not the players, not the killers, not the game. Like, I'm not, like, crying about the video game. It's just, like, the constant lag. Like, this is so, like, this is impossible to deal with. So, I'm just, what just happened? What was that? Also, AK, is that the hottest, the tallest, the most handsomest AK in my stream, who is also, coincidentally, my favorite viewer this entire stream? That AK? What's up, Nelly? Also, thank you so much for the follow. I do have anonymous follows on, but hello, welcome in. Jade, I'm gonna tickle your pickle as respectfully as I can. Thank you for the $25 DoorDash gift card. And, the Lord of the Rings, was it that's the magazine one, isn't it? You're gonna get the biggest kiss on the lips. What's up, Fear the Dark Wolf? Ah! I think I need to restart my PC. It's just been, my PC's really ass. So, I think I just need to restart my PC. I'm gonna try, like, not to move my camera as much as I can, because it doesn't seem to be, like, okay if I run in a straight line and don't look at my camera. When Pixel calls other people, and I'll do it again. Ah! Yeah, Rockin', I think it's just my PC. Let's see what add-ons you have. Also, Jade, I have a very important question. Why'd that make that sound? Jade, I have a very important question for you. Doggy or kitty? Thank you so much, Jade. You're gonna get the ticklest, littlest, picklest, and the, oh, okay, that was lag. Copium, sorry. That was totally lag. Oh, it was overcharge! Or whatever, surge, oh, surge. Yeah, I'm already like annoyed as it is, and like I just don't want to deal with the stuttering, you know. A doggo? Oh, cool. Girl, what did I do? Why did he leave someone who was injured to go chase me? What? I'm so confused by that. What? That's why you wanted that, you little slut waffle. Oh my god. Oh, this is really, I'm like so locked in right now because of this stupid lag. I think I go down here. Yeah. Oh. Oh, the tree! Oh, lag, help! I wasn't sure if I could get that. There's only one gen left? Okay, I'll take it. Take it, brothers! That's alright. What's up, Willy? Willy, mwah. Hope you're doing so good. Oh, forehead kissy. No, Fear the Dark Wolf. Honestly, you guys have helped so much because I'm just so annoyed by it. Like, nothing like crazy, nothing big. Although that stupid fucking bitch who stole from me on Depop just got her package delivered today, so she can go, like, die, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I didn't really mean that, but still. But still, respectfully, she can go, like, fuck herself. So that was annoying. And I got the email literally, like, 5 minutes into my stream, so that was annoying. But besides that, like, I just, like, just other annoying things today that are completely out of, like, my control or anyone else's control. But stream has been great. Stream has been fantastic. You guys have been great. I did turn off raids because I don't want to get raided. I just don't think I have, like, the appropriate energy to, like, welcome people in. And I don't want to get canceled on Twitter because, cool. I don't want to get canceled on Twitter because I didn't give the right reaction to a raid or something like that, you know? So that's why I have, the raids turned off right now. I'm gonna go delete that trap, though. Also, Mama J, thank you for the 6 months! Enjoy your 90. Count them. Oh my god, please, lag, please. Enjoy your 90 emotes, your ad-free view, and your sub badge. Where was that trap? Was it right here? Papa B! Mwah, thank you for the forehead kissy. Mwah. 90 emotes, gamer. I heard Glizzy 9000. Are you shit-talking my mushrooms? Jade, you need to calm down, because I'm going to kiss you all over your lips. What? Also, I called my kids to wish them happy Pride, and they told me that they were planning to visit mid-July for 2 weeks! No way! 2 weeks with your child? Oh, hell yeah. Can you rub me bum? Thank you, lovely. Ah, Jade. Do you, what do you want, do you want 2 doggies, or do you want a dog and a cat? Hi, Peppa B! Peppa B, happy Wednesday. Also, hi, Music Kid! Music Kid retweeted something that was so beautiful, and oh, I saved it. I bookmarked it because I loved it so much.
You're the best.
Music Kid, I hope you're doing so good, sweet summer child. Oh my god. Oh my god. Doggo and a kitty? Cool. I'm so bummed. I really wanted to play DBD today, but it's just not working out. Because of my PC pee-pee pooping. Pee-pee pooping. Wednesday, my dudes. And happy Pride, by the way. Happy gay. For anyone who celebrates. Oh no, watch out. Willie! Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. I hope you guys are doing all very well. And like, I'm okay. Like, I'm not like about to throw like a hissy fit or anything today or anything. But, I mean, I might. We'll see. Who knows what's gonna happen. But, I'm just like, just annoyed today, right? Oh, Jade, so you want to kiss and or make out? We'll call it cute aggression. I saw this cutest video. Who put that tree there, by the way? I saw the cutest video of someone's cat who, like, had kittens, and the cat was having cuteness aggression with their kitties. Like their kittens, and she was like rolling on top of them and like rolling on top, like rolling all over them and like rubbing her face on them and like sitting on them, and like the comments are like, oh, she's got cuteness aggression, and I thought that was just so fucking cute. Because same, I also would have cuteness aggression with my kittens. Oh my god! See, this is why I can't play. Wait, why me? Oh, hits! Take hits! Hits! Where's the door? Where's the other door? Okay, woo. I saw something about clearing my cache. Which cache? But Jade, truly. From the bottom of my butt, because it's bigger than my heart. Thank you so much. You don't have to do that, though. You do not have to do that. Where's the other door? I believe in you. Thank you. The fact that if I escape from this game with this, like, that I'm experiencing right now, hugs and kisses for me. Happy Men's Mental Health and happy PTSD awareness month. I didn't know about that, about PTSD awareness. That's good to know. Thank you. Oh, Jade. Smooches. Hey, step in this trap really quick. It'd be funny. Oh, please let me heal you because I need it for conviction. I really need it for conviction. Really, Peppa? I don't know. He's gonna reset that trap, right? Yeah. And then go back to Hook? Good boy. Good submissive gamer. Good little boy. Good little Evan does what he's told. Oh, man. But yeah, Fear the Dark Wolf, which cache? I just didn't restart my PC. Sometimes when because my PC's been like on sleep mode for the past couple days. Because the power button on my PC doesn't work. I know, my PC's so fucking ass. And so whenever my PC, like, I don't like reset it or like turn it off or turn it back on again every couple like days, it's really slow. How do I do that for the Dark Wolf? Pretend like I'm 5 and I'm stupid. He had Honing Stone. Oh, trapped victim is in the dying state and then padded. Oh, that's why. This was his build, by the way. GG's. Interesting. That's why the trap sounded different, by the way. Really? Wait, Kari, how do you feel? How are you feeling right now? Teenage Wasteland. Man, I'm so bummed. I wanted to keep playing. Giggly? Which GPU do you have? I have no idea. Whatever it says there. Man, I don't want to stop playing, but I'm going to stop playing. All right, we'll go back to just chatting. Stupid PC. All right, we'll go back to just chatting. Maybe I'll open up like a couple more Pokemon cards, but I was going to do a short stream anyway. So. I did escape 2 times, though. That's pretty good, because usually I don't escape at all, so. Damn. Yeah, NVIDIA, yeah. So I have to go to, like, the NVIDIA, like, control panel to do that? GG, thank you! Honestly, the first one was a freebie, because Adiras let us live. But Evan wanted the cheeks. So, I'll take it. What was I gonna do? Oh, you know what? Alright, Jade, I'm gonna get you a little kitty cat and a little doggy cat. And then I'm gonna go upstairs and go pee, and then I'm gonna grab a shot glass too, because I don't have a shot glass down here. Oh, thank you so much for the DoorDash gift card. Oh man, I cannot wait. And what was the other thing you got? Because I have a couple Lord of the Rings books on there. Thank you so much. What the fudge? Oh, the magazine! Hell yeah, brother. Oh, I cannot wait. Cool beans. Did you guys see that there's a... I don't know, just add it to the cart. Did you guys see that there are some Pokemon, Life magazine Pokemon ones for the 30th anniversary? And there's like 15 different covers that you can get of the Pokemon Life magazine. I got only one of them. And I got the Mega Charizard one. Because it was, like, it was that one. Oh, man. I wanted to get more. But they were, like, $15 each. And I was like... Can't, like, afford to get, like, a bunch of different ones. But there was, like, the Lugia and Ho-Oh one, which I almost got. There was a Pikachu one that I saw. And that was all I saw. I'm trying to get the Gengar one for my brother. Nightshade Jade _ all undercase letters, lowercase. Night Shade Jade. It's like the most beautiful night I've ever written before. Cayman! Mazel tov on the 67-incher, by the way. Also, thank you for the forehead kissy. Alright, what is happening today? What is happening today? What's username? Papa! What the helly welly? Thank you for the 5 gifted subs to Umija, the Lunar Eclipse. Help! I read too much! Mira's alt account. Interesting. IBK Mosey and Eminent. Peppa, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. You are so hot for that, Fear the Dark Wolf. Thank you. As soon as I end stream, I'll go through your suggestions. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much. I truly, like, from the bottom of my butt, thank you so much. Peppa, I have a very important question for you. Pink, orange, yellow, salmon, green, light blue, dark blue, or purple? Oh, Cayman is trying to get their brat, but they keep getting, robbed. One more time, Cayman. One more time. You got it. Purple. Got it. One more time. Do it, Cayman. No one else do brat. Only Cayman. I hope that you guys know how grateful I am. Hey, there it is. What's up? Yep. I hope you guys know how grateful I am for all of this nice stuff that you guys are doing, which is illegal, by the way. I'm just really, like, low energy / like, just, like, annoyed for some things, which is why I have raids turned off, because I don't feel like I could give, like, the appropriate energy today. So I hope you guys know how grateful I am, and how mad I am at you guys for being nice to me. Don't you dare be nice to me ever again. Cayman Day with a 20 stream streak! Hey, 72% Brett is kind of impressive. You don't have to apologize for existing with emotions. Oh, well, don't be nice to me. Cayman. Thank you for giving subs to Hell's Bells. That's such a good username. Hell's Bells, and everyone else who's been gifted subs today. Please enjoy your 90, count 'em, your 90 emotes, your ad-free view, and add your sub badge. Oh, also tomorrow, peep the announcement channel in the Discord, for what time I'll go live in your time zone. I will be going live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, for the ladies-led women's game showcase or something like that. I'm being a meanie face, just not good at it. Don't be nice to me. Okay. It's our new position. I want to share the love. Holy, did you really? Well, Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov, Peppa. I'm very happy for you. That's very, very exciting. Hope you're loving it so far. Peppa B. Lady. Oh, I know what I'm going to draw. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, that's cute. I love that. Removed ourselves from the internet. Mrs. Gothic. So valid. So valid. Oh, he's so cute. Alright. I gotta finish Jade's Doggy and Pussycat. But Peppa B. Peppa B! Got a little kitty cat, and it got a little bee on it. He's a little bee. He's so cute. Get it? Cute, cute, cute. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Da, 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 da. Man, I really wanted to play DBD today. You know what? I was going to say, oh, I'm going to try playing DBD off stream, but I know that's a lie. I know that's a damn lie. So I wonder if it'll still be just as laggy. You know what I'm saying? But I could try Fear the Dark Wolf's suggestions. We'll play DBD later this week. I know you would, Spades. I appreciate that. Ooh, okay, you know what? I think I have an idea for your kitty cat. I need a reference. I can't do this. What the? I can draw that, question mark. I love this song. Oh, she's so cute. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Use your imagination. How the games been? They were okay, Slasher Bunny. But my, like, PC, has been, like, stuttering a lot, so I couldn't play anymore. Because the stuttering was too bad. But the games are fine, actually. Oddly enough. The games were great! But I only got to play 2 games, though. Well, now what should we do for the doggy? Oh, there's gonna be a new YouTube upload tomorrow, by the way. Alright, guys. Should I upload an Elestrals card opening tomorrow? Or a Pokemon card opening YouTube video tomorrow? Which one should I upload? Elestrals or Pokemon? I know! I just got the hand and the eye. Did you really? I haven't gone against a Vecna in 84 years, and I'm sad about that. Pokemon. Pokemon's a good one. Good choice, good choice. Oh, that is so cute. Oh, I'll never be able to replicate that. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. The eyeballs are so cute. Oh my god. Oh, now I can't ruin it. Now I gotta find something cute for you to hold. Shillings. Shillings for Pokemon. What shillings? What should I do? Oh, I can't ruin this. Jesus H. Mary and
Pixelka.
Joseph. Coolishly! Thank you for the 14 months. Enjoy your 90. Count them. Your 90 emotes, ad-free view, and your sub badge. What the hell? Thank you so much, sweet angel. I hope you're doing so good, Ghoulishly. Guys, everyone go tell Ghoulishly how hot and tall and talented and handsome she is. Are you streaming tonight, Ghoulishly? Don't be nice to me. You're at work? Ew! That's ass. I'm sorry. I know what I want you to carry. I need a reference photo, though. Girl, how am I supposed to draw that? Oh, I could draw that. Okay. Oh, it's actually kind of cute. Okay. Oh. Okay. Ah, so cute. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna put these on my wall. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna go piss Goyle, and then I'm gonna get my shot glass. I'm gonna take some shots. All right. I like the kitty cat. I think the kitty cat came out so good, but the eyeballs on the doggy are so cute. Has been better than last night, so I'll take it. Hey, I'll take that too. Good for you. All right, Jade. Nightshade Jade. Holding a little diamond, because I don't know how to draw Jade, so you're just holding a diamond. Ah, she's so cute! And then, I love the eyeballs on this doggy, and she's holding a rose, because I gave you a flower for being such a good girl. Sorry. Oh, I just put this on my glasses. That was so funny. They are super cute. I love them. You got a haircut today? It's the shortest I've ever done it. How short? How short, love? Do you like it? Oh, you're so cute. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, guys. My drawing game's been improving. They're adorable. Almost adorable as you are. I got him away from the last gen by using the hand. Hand is the teleport one. And the eye. Then the eye. So he followed me across the map. Adrenaline popped. I jumped back in the locker, teleported to a locker by the gate, and ran back out. That's insane. Having adrenaline while you're not being broken after using that is insane. To my shoulder. It's usually been a bit past my shoulder to half to my back. Shut the front door. Because you drew me a generator stuffy, so that's a win. Wait, what was it? Oh, a Gengar! I was like, did I draw you a generator? I was like, I don't think I could do that. Oh, also, the entire wall of last month's kitty cats and doggies are on the Pixel Thank Yous channel. Does it feel, I bet it feels so good though. What's up, crazy caveman? I'm actually about to go piss, girl. And then I'm gonna go grab a shot glass and I'll be right back and I'm gonna take some shots. Yippee! Jade, let me know what you want me to take shots of. Oh, and Peppa B too. Vodka, Fruit Loops vodka, Pink Whitney, rum, tequila reposado, tequila blanco, Malort, or spicy juice. Moonshine. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, God! Was there like a trap? Oh, there's a trap right here. Ugh! message. Hello. They're similar to Wiki but they don't nearly taste as weird. Interesting. Well, it also might be like an America thing, because like I feel like America's like chocolate is like shit. The gates are done? Or not the gates are done. The gens are done? Oh my god. Guys, I touched one generator. He doesn't want the sauce, guys. He doesn't want the sauce. Kit Kats are so good. Yeah, America just has like really like shit overprocessed garbage. However, speaking of which, hey Raven, if you want to try some American candy, I'll send some to you. Damn. Wait, this heal's going pretty slow, even with a medkit. Oh, I thought you would go for me. Damn, sorry, Pugman. Damn, that's funny as shit. Alright, well, I guess I'll go save my friends or something. Oh my god, I'm gonna step in a trap, though. Kit Kats are good. Kit Kats are always good. I don't think I've ever had a bad Kit Kat. Yo, don't they have, like, a bunch of, like, different, like, flavored Kit Kats? Like, you get, like, a strawberry, like, flavored one, like, a matcha flavored one. I would like that. Oh, God! Did I just... Guys, did I just smack both killers? No! Nah! Did I just get both killers? Can someone go back and see if I got both of them? Moonshine? So you hate me, is what I'm saying, is what I'm hearing. I'm just joking. It's like, so it was a bizarre being this short. I bet it feels so nice, though, Slasher Buddy with your short hair. I bet it feels so nice. Can we do a poll? If Peppa D's nuts. I'm so sorry. Doesn't pick one. Well, we could do a poll for the last one. Also, I wanted to show off this thing that my mom gave me. It is called Willie's Remedy Plus THC infused hemp derived low dose social tonic. 5 milligram THC and 2 milligram CBD. Little THC drink. How interesting, isn't it? I'm not gonna have it right now, but she gave this to me, so that's pretty cool. But we love you, though. I love you guys moist. Oh, I was gonna grab Pokemon cards. That's right, I have some down here. I was gonna grab other Pokemon cards. Yeah, so we had she opened a bottle at home. And it was really, like, nice. It was, like, sweet, but, like, not too sweet. Hey, baby. I hope you're doing so good, by the way. And, it was pretty good. I only had it once, though. But, it was really nice. But we do moonshine, and then what do you guys think? That looks tasty. Where's that vocal stem from? Help. That looks tasty. Where is that vocal stem from? I don't think I made that up. Where is that? Oh, Marshmallow, you're messing me up. Oh, that looks tasty. Where is that vocal stem from? That's gonna bother me. I haven't heard that vocal stem in a minute, but I've done that one before. Which one? That looks tasty. That. Like that voice and everything. I cannot remember where that's from. But I used to say that all the time. And like used to, I mean like 2 months ago. So it's like a recent one. That's gonna bother me. Thanks a lot, Marshmallow. Alright, let me get some moonshine. And then we do have shout out to Jinx Egg, who loves Jaeger. I do have my Meister Jaeger shot glass. I've never seen Hazbin Hotel. But if it's from TikTok, it could be. But I've never seen Hazbin. So I don't know. Alright. So this one I have to drink out of the glass because I can't pour this because I tried pouring it into a shot glass and I made a mess of myself. So I'm just gonna take is it the so tasty? I don't think so. I think it's a video game or like a movie or something. I think. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find it though. Oh, you look tasty. Ah. Fuck! Damn it! Where is it? I'll have to Google it or something. I think it's like an obscure reference. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just take some shots and I'll remember. Alright. Jade. Holy shit. It's so good, though. Like, it's like alcoholic applesauce, I guess? I don't know. This is so good. So good and tasty. I don't know. I don't know, Loki. I don't know. And the thing is, it's gonna end up being like, something like I made up or something. Oh. It's not that, Loki, but that's super fucking funny. Hold on. Where did you post it, Wolf? Oh my god. So I have never seen this video, and I've never heard this voice before, but that is super duper close to, like, the sound of it. Oh, that looks tasty. That sounds a lot like it, though, but that's not, I don't think that's it. But it does sound a lot like it, though. Smoke from it coming out. So good. I think, like, I want to say it's, like, a witch who says it. But I don't know. It could be anything. It could be anything. Oh, hold on. Let me check this really quickly. Bad company. Company. Oh, okay. Guys, pick Marge. But I think it's like, I think it's like a witch or something. I don't know. Alright, guys, pick our next shot. Fruit Loops, and anyone can pick. But if Peppa B is here, they get pick. Fruit Loops vodka, Pink Whitney vodka, Kraken rum, Tequila Reposado, Tequila Blanco, Malort, or another moonshine. I'm gonna find it, though. I'm gonna find that video. Fruit Loops! Happy Pride. Whew. No one gets left behind. No one gets left behind. When does the Scary Movie G Fuel get released, though? Because I know it was on, like, waitlist. Oh, yeah, it's still on waitlist. Damn. Damn. Happy Fruit Loops! Tequila? Which one, Dark Wolf? How we join in on the drinks? Oh, just tell me what you want me to drink. Moon Quartz, I love you, boys. Moon, when's your next stream? Everyone go follow Moon Quartz and see when their next stream is. So it looks like Fruit Loops or tequila. Friday? Are you gonna do some Overwatch? And we can open up some more Pokemon cards because, well. Do a poll? I was just gonna do a verbal poll right here. You heard that? You didn't hear shit. You didn't hear shit. No one gets left behind. And mostly because I have too many more options than it would fit in a poll. Because I think poll only have, like, what, 5 options? And it's Fruit Loops vodka, Pink Whitney vodka, Kraken rum, Tequila Reposado, Tequila Blanco. Fruit Loops? Alright, cool. Thanks, Dark Wolf. Alexa! Off! This bitch thinks she should just, like, run her mouth. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I love you. We actually haven't had this in a minute, so I'm glad you guys picked this. Also, Gabe! Are you really blind and deaf? Oh, Peppa says Malort! But it is Peppa's choice, so we can do Malort. We'll do Fruit Loops next. Thank you, Kari. That was weird. We did add glitter to this. Damn it. I blame Ra Raven and Kyle for this, by the way. Malort. Oh, we get... It's a brand new clean shot glass. All my shot glasses have, like, glitter just, like, etched into the bottom of it. Because of this fucking bottle of Malort. Have you no soul? Alright. Salud! Hi, Steph! Ow! Yummy. Oh, Steph! Malort kissy for you. Mwah! Ghoulishly. Mwah! Thank you for the 69 kisses! It is called Brew Glitter, and it's meant for like liquor. Rootsy, thank you for the 30 stream streak. Everyone say happy belated birthday to Rootsy. It was Roosie's birthday yesterday. What's up, Dark Ragnar? 69. Liquor, I barely knew her. Should we do 4 more packs? All right, well, I grabbed 5. Destined, Chaos, Destined, Perfect Order, Destined. Dango's what? She didn't go live yesterday, so no. Wait, which one, Rootsy? We didn't ban anybody today. Am I gonna get annoyed, Rootsy? Because I'm already in a bad mood. So, someone got banned on June 23rd, 2005, and they just now sent an unban request? Okay, no, what the fuck? Rootsy, what? Okay, so this person, their username is, did I say 2005? 2025, sorry, I just had some shots. Bot 1v1 me noob is their username. And they said, I goon to you. And then they got banned. Because their first message was, I goon to you. And they said that on June 23rd, 2025. And their unban request is, can I? Almost a year later. What? That's funny. I did not get mad. Thank you, Rootsy. That was funny. A year later. I mean, they are asking for permission. We love consent. Yeah, you can goon to me if you buy me 3 things off my throne wish list. I'm joking. Jordan, mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Gabby, mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Guys, everyone go tell Gabby how hot and tall and talented and handsome she is. Jordan with 99 kissies, by the way. No, I think the fact that it's a year later is insane, right? Holy. Yeah, well, Rootsy, it's not like it's a secret, right? Because in my announcements, I was like, message me if you guys want to do something. Like, yeah, whatever, but you can't read it yet, because you didn't go live yet. Unless Stanley gave it to you already. I hope I get my favorite card. Dr. Ragnar, what's your favorite card? Magic card? I haven't opened Magic the Gathering cards in 85 years. Make it 5 items. Yeah, make it 5 items? Okay. Whatever, Rootsy. No, he's not. Okay, go. I was going to wait until you went live. It didn't go live yesterday, so I didn't give it to you. Also, I don't have your email. I probably have your email if I, like, looked. But I didn't apply myself. 1 item per throne for every month they've been banned. That's so funny. There's going to be a Gengar. I don't think there physically can be a Gengar. Because I don't think there's a Gengar in any of these sets that I'm opening. Dingos, did I send you this one? I think I did. Alright, you guys want to do a prediction? Will there be a hit? She is a little drinky winky. Will there be a hit in this pack of Destined Rivals? With a little ho-oh. 3 items is light work. Is it? 5 items. 3rd pack? Why not to say the first pack? Say every pack will be a hit. But there will be a hit? I hope so. I've lost 10,000 points? Well, you can earn them back now, Dangos. Earn them back. And then, let's see. Oh, Dragon! Okay, I'm glad you're here, Dragon. Guess what energy card is going to be. Guess if it's going to be a water energy card, a lightning, a fire, a fighting, a psychic, a grass, a darkness, or a metal. Yeah, gambler's mentality, 100%. Yeah. Fire. I'm going to guess darkness. Let's go gambling. Metal. Grass. Electric. Water. Okay, so we're kind of like across the board with this. All right. So we have fire, darkness, grass, metal, water, and electric. Metal! Dark Wolf! Let's go. Ah, woo! All right. Metal. Yanma. Gibble. Pineco. Oh! Clam Pearl. I love Clam Pearl. Is it the frozen chocolate? Team Rocket's Ariana. Oh my god, Ariana Grande. Manectric. Sayayay. Oh, so cute. Heat Rotom. What? Look at this Scovet card. Hello? Dundozo! It's a hit! And it's a card I don't have yet! No way! Dundozo. Is this the Wishy-Washy evolution? Oh, wow. Look at that. Alright, so do we stop now? Because we got a hit? That's true, Dark Wolf. You did. You did say it was going to be a hit, and you did say it was going to be metal. No way, Dangos. Yikes. It's so cute! Almost as cute as you are. Yes, we got a hit. Oh, hazelnut. Oh, I love nuts. I need to get Pokemon cards, but I'm broke right now, and you're not helping the itch. Nope. I'm so sorry. Yikes. Just save your money for the 30th anniversary. That's when it'll be worth it. Is it the sushi-looking Pokemon's evolution? I think so. Right, Dragon? Alright. We are opening up a pack of Chaos Rising. Chaos Rising is the only pack that has been giving me hits tonight, besides our first Destined Rivals hit. So, we pulled this from Chaos Rising earlier. Pretty fucking cool. And then some double cards, but I don't really care about that. This is only the first. We've only got 2 new cards today, as far as hits goes. Anubis! Mwah! Think of the forehead kissy. So, technically, Jade can pick another shot for me because they did the Ko-Fi. And the throne. But I don't know. I'm already kind of like a little tipsy-whipsy right now. Yeah, Chaos is super nice. You put all your points on yes? Destiny, I hope we get a hit too. Shite. But we'll see. We'll see how long. Oh, shit. I gotta stop raids. Oh, my God. My stop raid counter stopped because we've been streaming for longer than an hour since the last time I hit stop raids. So someone could have raided us and I would have cried. Alright. Well, I stopped the raids again. Alright, guys. Guess which energy it is. And I have a hangnail. So while you guys are guessing that, I have to get this hangnail off because it's driving me crazy. Is that a weed? I'm calling the police. Hi, Shenny! Shenny, hugs. Hugs for anybody who wants a hug. And if you guys don't want it, you guys can double it and give it to the next person. Also, do you guys like my Snorlax ring? Pokemon Center released a bunch of, like, Pokemon jewelry. I did put a shit ton of it on my Throne wish list, by the way. You guys don't have to. I'm literally just saying. If you guys want to see, like, all the cute shit, there's, like, a Eevee, like, bracelet or necklace. And, I had to get this ring. Because this ring is so fucking cute. And yes, it is on my ring finger. I'm not married, but it didn't fit on my ring. I didn't fit on my middle finger. So it's on my ring finger. Whoops. Shiny! Mwah! Think of the forehead kiss. See, and it's so cute. So it has like a little like bubble stomach. And it has like little like berries or something in it. Like orange berries. Focus. Yeah. I don't know. It's so cute. We're married. Married to Snorlax. 544 days sober. Shut up. That's so amazing. And here I am drinking shots. I'm so sorry, sweet angel. Oh, Shenny, I'm so proud of you. Can we get some W's for Shenny? Can we get 544 W's for Shenny? Yeah! Loki. Slay. Also, I see that 2 next to your name, Loki. Are you a non-believer? Wait, what'd you guys say? 18 months of sobriety. Shut up. I'm so proud of you. I don't think that was 544, Rootsy, but I'll take it. What's the last word on your shirt? Oh, come. Don't be nice to me. I'll come. Thank you. Thank you for all the W's, guys. Girl, you know I cannot count. Girl, I dropped out of college. Fire. 6, 7. Water. Psychic. What? Whoa! A Froakie! Pharaoh Seed. Watchdog. Fanpea. Angie Floette. Deoxys. Transformation Tome. Golio Spod. Magnetic Energy. And Chaos Rising, you've defeated me. Did you really, Loki? Damn. W, Loki. No, we did not get a hit. Only a 3-day work week this week? Shut up. What days are you working this week, Shenny? Give me your points. Alright, we're gonna open up another pack of Destined Rivals. We just got a hit out of Destined Rivals. We got the Dondozo. Whoever this is. We got the Wishy-Washy. I'm pretty sure it's a Wishy-Washy evolution. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But we're gonna open up another pack of Destined Rivals. So, fool me 5 times. Oh, those are the only days that you're working? Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? Period. What are you doing for your days off, Shenny? Oh, also, I'm gonna play an ad while I'm waiting for the prediction to end. So I'll start the opening the cards after the prediction. After the ad. Sorry. Words are hard. Alright, and then in the meantime, guess energy cards. Guess energy. I'm gonna guess lightning. Electric. Wookie, wookie, wookie! No! Psychic. I'm psychic. Doom scrolling? Yeah, that's a good way to spend your day off. I'm not gonna lie. Wait! Rootsy. Rootsy, are you here? I have a very important question for you. Maybe? Okay. So, did we win? Yes on the last hit? No, we did not. It was not a hit. So G Fuel released their scary movie, G Fuel collab, whatever, and I filmed a promo video for it. I haven't finished uploading, or I'm so sorry. I haven't finished editing the voiceover for it. Do you want to see the do you want to see the video that I filmed for it? Yes or no? Yes. If you guys were here earlier in the stream, it's the same video. I will warn you, there are dildos in this video. So if you guys don't want to see dildos, look away. Really, Shetty? Oh, I'm sorry. That be the first thing? Listen. Listen, man. If there isn't more than 10, I actually don't think there are more than 10. I think there's just under 10. I'll let you guys count when it goes live. But I haven't finished up the voiceover yet because the voiceover got borked. So here's the promo video that I filmed for G Fuel's scary movie. No voiceover yet, so it's completely silent. I did, Dankos. Here you go. In my script, it says, "Oh, Vaporeon, it's true what they say about you." And when I open this, I go, "Empty? This is not the wet that I want to be right now." That sign says full price and that sign says use code kitten. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, do you think G Fuel will be okay with it? Do you think G Fuel will be okay with me doing that? Mira, no! Because there's at least 6 to 7 dildos in that video. They should pay you double? Oh, you think so? So, I specifically asked my partner manager. I specifically asked. Where is it? Wait, hold on. Do you need to approve / see our content before we post? And he says, we do not need to approve content. He is going to regret saying that to me. He is gonna regret. If they were censored? Should I do that, Mandy? So, Mandy, I did film another video of that without any dildos. So, I filmed, like, me opening my mini fridge, and there's no dildos in there. It's just empty. I did film other, like, a bad pixel. That would be so funny. I don't know how to do that, Mandy, but if I can find out how to do it, I will do it. A giant black bar on screen. That's actually super funny. That is so fucking funny. We'll see. Maybe I'll Maybe I'll upload 3 videos. One unedited rated R video of the dildos. One edited with the black bar on it or pixelated, and then 3 the video without any dildos. Oh my god. But yeah, no, they have not seen that. They have not approved it. And I'm just gonna post it because it's Scary Movie, right? Crazy, you're asking for too much for me. You think I know how to edit? Alright, what did I say? Electric? Fuck! Who guessed? Did anybody guess metal? Wait, what did I open? Destin Rivals, okay. That's so funny. I'm limited to whatever TikTok. Brayloom! I actually love Brayloom. I'm putting him aside. Because I love Brayloom. Snover. Hippopotamus. Akens! I'm putting that aside too. Arcanine! Okay, this is a good pack. Team Rocket's Giovanni. Spiritomb. Annihilate. Skarmory. Team Rocket's Persian EX! I don't think I have this card. I don't think I have this one. And Mild Terror went through my brain, tabbing back and seeing all that. Listen, Listen. Oh my god. Persian, look at it! 2 hits! Guys, 2 hits. We're doing really well. I'm okay with that. And we had some really cool cards. We had the Skarmory, the Brayloom, the Arcanine. That was a good pack. That was a good pack. Rootsy. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Alright, we're going to open up a pack of Perfect Order. Perfect Order has not been nice to me. I'm just letting you know. Oh, Rin! Yeah, this is Ghost. Mariana Cross. Alright, will there be a hit this pack? I need you guys to know that Perfect Order has not been nice to me. I just need to know. Gotta kiss it first. And I'll have Clefairy kiss it too, because I'm still trying to pull the Mega Clefable SIR. If anybody has the Mega Clefable SIR and wants to trade for it, let me know. I know a guy. Dagos, if you need to go to bed, I hope you have the best night ever. I'll kiss you goodnight. Mwah. What's up, Shadowhawk? Kaya, mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. Girl, could you imagine if I got sponsored by Pokemon? If I had any sort of, like, Pokemon sponsor, I would fucking cream. And scream. And that. I also know a guy. I would give copious amount of feet pics for Mega Clefable SIR. Micah, mwah, thank you for the forehead kissy. Work wasn't super bad. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take not super bad over super bad any day. Jade, are you still here? It's okay if you're not. But Jade, if you're still here, I'm gonna do a second shot for you. Because Jade did a Ko-Fi and a throne wish list, 2 throne wish lists technically. And so I think I'm ready for my last shot. Oh, fear, yeah. I'd have to be like a good little gamer, and I'm not. So it'd have to be like specific. It'd probably be on Twitter. You are Jade. You don't have to pick, but if you want to, you get to pick. Fruit Loops vodka, Pink Whitney vodka, Kraken rum, tequila Rapazado, tequila Blanco, Malort, or moonshine. No way! A lilac peekaboo. Are you gonna send us pictures, Kaya? That sounds so pretty. Are you kidding me? Also, guess what energy is gonna be? I'm gonna guess grass. Fruit Loops? Hell yeah. Alright. You guys guess the energy. Yeah! Kaya, I can't wait to see. That sounds awesome. Fire, water. What did I say? Grass? Okay, cool. Grass, cool. Fire. Wookie. Dark. Steel. Oof. It's been a while since I've had this one, guys. Stop being nice to me or I'll come. Wow! There's no fairy in these modern packs, unfortunately, Kaya. But happy Pride! I know, Kaya, I know. Woo! I'm awake. It's water, lightning, fire, fighting, psychic, grass, dark, metal. So what do you think, Kaya? Yeah, and I have a bunch of cards because I think some people sent a bunch of energy cards to my P.O. box, Mira, because I collect them for like my various like projects that I do. I tell Kaya that there's no fairy cards, and Kaya goes, "Fuck! Here's 5 subs." Are you fudging shiitake my mushrooms right now? Why is everyone being so nice to you? Yeah! Oh, girl, you knew what I was gonna ask. We got you. Kaya, thank you for the 5 gifted subs to it's Jay Cooley. The Satanic Mechanic. That's an awesome name. MB Express, Cloud Shuta, and Caitlin Maddox. Holy, Kaya, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. If you guys got gifted subs, make sure you say, thank you. And I'll get your pink pussy as soon as I finish this card. I don't think anyone voted electric. Did anybody? Wookie. Anyone say electric? Spinnerack. What am I opening? Oh, this is perfect order. Okay. If there's a Diggersby in this pack, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna rip it in half, I swear to God. Spinnerack. Nose Pass. Skaroopy. Pokeball. Pokepad. Turtonator. No Diggersby so far. Shaman. Dugong. Crushing Hammer. We could still get in the X. Oh! Wait, Caveman! Didn't you want a Gengar? Caveman! Caveman got his Gengar. Let's go. It is not a hit, unfortunately, but it is a Gengar. Kaya, thank you for the 70 stream streak. Enjoy your 90. Count him. Your 90 emotes. Ad-free view. Enjoy your nothing, because it's a stream streak. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, Kaya. Thank you for sending stream streak. Sorry, I don't know how to read. Magical check! Mwah. Think of the forehead kissy. Wait, we have last pack. We have Destined Rivals. Will this be a hit? Yes or no? And while you guys are voting for if this is gonna be a hit with your channel points, I'm gonna make Kaya's little pussy. Should we do another kissy? There's no Clefairy in this pack, but I'll do a kiss. 69. Nice. I have to remember to add more stories to my page so that we can get them. The save the stream streaks. Call me _ Kaya. Alright, Kaya. I'm not saying I'm going to take a shot right now because I'm a little tipsy. But make it derpy. I haven't done derpy kitty in so long. Done. If you make this really easy for me, Kaya. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Oh. Oh my god. Oh wait, I got this. So fucking cute. I can't. No, I love it, Kaya. I love it. That was awesome. You were like pink, crazy, Lord. It's perfect. It's perfect. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, you absolute nutter. Also, we have purple, pink, as far as our pussies for the month. I really like the one we did for Jinx earlier with the pierced tongue. I think that one's so cute. Oh, yes, he loves me. Alright. What energy card are we gonna get out of this, homies? This is Destined Rivals, by the way. Destined Rivals. Will we get a hit? Grass, fire, psychic. I'm going psychic. Grass. Shadowhawk. I wonder if anyone would notice. Fairy? What if it is? What if it is a fairy? Gay. Is that a weed? I'm calling the police. What did I say? Psychic. The one-off of a fairy card. Oh, Mira! Let's go! I love the like, fractured energy cards. They're so pretty. Porygon! I need this for my binder, I think. I'll show you guys my binder after this. Oh. Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo. Coffin. Electabuzz. Ogerpon. What? Ogerpon. Team Rocket's Great Ball. That's a dope Pokeball. I would love to have that IRL. Liepard. So cute. Hippopotamus. Swallow. We only got 2 hits out of those 5 packs. Are you fucking kidding me? We only got 2 hits out of those 5 packs? Both from Destined Rivals, by the way. Damn! That's rough, buddy. That's rough. Shut up, Kaya! What set? We opened 3 Destined Rivals, 1 Chaos Rising, 1 Perfect Order. Alright. I did add some more cards to my binder. Do you guys want to see it? I'm adding these ones right now, too. Okay. I added more. Really, Mystic? For me, Perfect Order has been fucking me sideways. It's been so bad. Chaos Rising is not so bad. But Perfect Order has fucked me sideways, upside down, and every other way. And without lube. So, bite the pillow, going in dry. Destined? Yeah, I'd say Destined's about 50-50. Yeah. You work at a card shop? What's it like being God's favorite? Really? Oh, Kai, that makes me so happy. didn't even buy me dinner. All right. So remember, this deck or this binder, she's not edited. It's just a rough draft. So be nice. Oh, I want to get sponsored by Pokemon Center if you're the Dark Wolf because they do sponsors. Oh, that's fair. That's fair, Mystic. That's so funny. All right. So the first page obviously goes to Clefairy because Clefable and Clefairy are my favorite. So we have, again, not just a rough draft, but we do have some vintage. Yep. Even some first edition vintage. Like we even got like a Toys R Us stamped one. Did you really, late Brian? How fancy. And then we have the Perfect Order Clefairy. And as you noticed, we have the Perfect Order Clefables, except the SIR. Whatever. And then this is like my Charizard. I have like 2 or 3 more pages of Charizard. I can't fit them all. And so I have promo Charizard and non-promo Charizard. That's why these are the same. So Charizard, Crobat, Nidoking, Alchemy, Politoed, Alakazam, Gengar, Shedinja, Farfetch, and I did start putting Galarian Farfetch because there's really not a lot of Farfetch cards. This is where I put my SIR, if I had one. Azumarill and Slowking. Castform. Ooh, she's full, but I might still edit it. And then Togetic. Flareon and Vaporeon, but again, I need to edit it. Noivern and Dragonite. Kyogre and Rayquaza, but I might take that out and put Ground on it instead. Applin and all of its evolutions, all of its mini evolutions. Again, I might edit this, but I'll wait until I have it filled, and then I'll choose like what to take out and what to take in. But I do have a Flapple, a Dipplin, an Appleton, and a Hydrapple. So I have like a little bit of everything. Hi, get all good. Porygon. And Ekans. Now the reason why Ekans and honorable mention to Arbok, the reason why they're here is because this is the very first shiny I ever caught in any Pokemon game ever. And so Ekans gets an honorable mention. Corsola. I don't know why I love Corsola. And I fucking love this Galarian Corsola card. She looks so sad and it makes me so happy. I don't know why. It's so funny. And then Smeargle. Spinda and Breloom. Breloom I just put in here from right now. We just pulled this card. Empty. And then I really liked the Yarn art. And so I'm pulling aside all of the Yarn art Pokemon cards that I can find. And then there are a couple more things that I want to do. I'm just not sure what binder I want to put them in. But let's see. So there's a couple Pokemon cards that have like little Pokemon cameos in the background. And so I want to do like here's a Metapod in the with another Pokemon in the background. Here's an Aracuda with a Cramorant in the background. And a Slowpoke with a Duck in the background. So I'm collecting like background Pokemon cards. And then I'm also collecting, hold on, let me find them. Pokemon cards with rainbows in the background. So I have this Apom, this Panpour, this Kakuna, this Schwablu. So those are some random ones. And then this one's interesting. Pokemon showing their butts in weird ways. So we have this Beedrill, who showed his butt in a weird way. We have, let's see, who's another good one? Oh, here we go. This Palpitoad, who's shown his butt in his weird way. This Ampharos, who's like, here's my butt. This Talo, who's like, here's my butt. This Pancham, who's like, here's my butt. And then, let's see, who else? Oh my god, this Drifloon, who's like, here's my butthole. This Vullaby, who's like, here's my butt. This Lombre, who's like, here's my Lombrusy. Oh, Goldine's like, Goldine, 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 Goldine. Oh, here we go. Slowpoke, who's like, here's my Slowpoke Ussie. And the Scovette. So yeah, I have like a bunch of like butt Pokemon cards. And then, yeah. So, oh, here we go. Oh, no, that's not really a good one. Oh, and that's for Rootsy. Yeah, so. But yeah. Oh, Nintendo Gamer! Mwah. Thank you for the forehead kissy. I don't think I have that Bonsly card. Will you be streaming on the 7th? Because that's technically when my sub renews. That'll be 16 month. You don't have to resub on your actual day. But actually, I don't stream on Sundays because Sundays aren't part of my my schedule, as you guys know. Sundays are not part of my schedule. But if you guys, did you read the announcements in the Discord, Kaya? Are you in the Discord, Kaya? It's okay if you're not. But I'm just curious if you saw the announcements in the Discord. Because you can see my schedule for this week in the Discord. Good night, Dragon Son of Blaze! Everyone say good night, Dragon Son of Blaze. Hi, Pop-Tart! A Metapod? Metapod, you farted. Would you happen to have an extra Clefairy card to do a resin Game Boy with? Which Clefairy card, though, Moonquartz? I still use my Pokemon coasters. Do you really? Which ones do you have? Do you have the Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard all good? Really, Moonquartz? I mean, yeah, I have like a shit ton of extras. Bye, Rin! Rin, I hope you have the best stream ever. I hope everyone's fictional character crush comes to life and marries you. Oof. Gale. Gale's my knee-jerk reaction. That's so cute. Have a good night, Rin. Thank you so much for being here. Interesting, interesting. I have to see if I have any like resin to use though. Cause like all my resin is like old as hell, so I have to make sure like I have like good resin. Yeah. I don't think I have any Clefairies right now. I'll check. I'll check if I have any Clefairies. I still have to send you your heckin' hunkin' hootering mail time card, by the way. Which is still like literally right here. Right on my desk. Which I won't show because it has your address on it. Does it? I don't know. I'm not gonna poke it up though. Yeah, I'll let you know. How long have I been streaming? Almost 3 hours? Did we cool it? 154 days chemo free? Fuck yeah, dude. Can we get 154 W's in chat? For the 154 days you've been chemo free. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. 3 years is crazy. Oh, Kaya, there's no expectation to be in the Discord. Truly. Truly no expectation to be in the Discord. And there's never any expectation to stay in the Discord, too. But I know there's like 1,012 Discords that, that people are in. Oh, is that how you found me? Oh, good. That's so funny. Well, Kaya, if you ever needed an invite, use the channel point, and then we'll refund you the channel points. Except for me. Wait, what's except for you? What's up, Blakers? Is that Blakers with 1,000 YouTube subscribers, Blakers? Blakers, I hope you're doing so good, homie. Everyone say hi, Blakers. Ugh. I'm trying to organize all my Pokemon cards. Destined Rivals. It looks like we've opened the, oh no, Chaos Rising was the most that we opened today. And then Destined Rivals is the most that we opened. There's Destined Rivals. And then Journey Together. Okay. I still have all the cards that we opened last time too. Journey Together and Phantasmal Flames. We didn't open any Phantasmal Flames today. But we opened Journey Together. I really love this Voltorb card that we pulled earlier. So pretty. Really? Crazy. That's so sweet. I'm really glad you guys are still here, though. It's so sweet. I'm good. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm just kind of like in a bad mood today, you know? Just like things that are annoying are just like building up. I'm just like, blech. You know what I mean? Stream has been great, though. Stream has been wunderbar. But I'm just like, I knew today was going to be a short stream because we're streaming Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So it's going to be like a really busy week. So I think now 3 hours is pretty good time to stream. You know what I mean? No, you're totally good, Kaya. I hope you have the best night ever. Wait, what is it? What the fudge? Kaya, what the hell? Are you talking my emotions right now? Oh, thank you, Fear. Hugs. Hugs for anybody who needs it. If you guys don't want it, you guys can definitely give it to the next person. Wait, Yummy, tell me. No! Oh my god, you guys do not have to give subs. Oh, Nintendo, enjoy your subby. Thank you for giving a sub to Ghost TCG, Sir Louie, Nintendo Gamer, Lone Tiger, and Dark Knight. If you guys got given a sub, make sure you say, thank you. And Kaya! Kaya, let us know. Pink, orange, yellow, salmon, green, light blue, dark blue, or purple blue? Do you want light blue or dark blue? Oh, okay, I can do that, Kaya. For sure. For sure. Light blue? Oh, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of annoying shite, you know? Like, nothing bad. I'm just annoyed. You know what I mean? Wait, hold on. What was this? Are you the second Saturday of October?
Hello?
Because you're a 10 out of 10. Shut the fuck up. That's so funny. I love that. You want to know how to fix that? Write everything in a small notepad, then light it on fire in a safe area, and then let the pyro go. Wait, are you talking about like things that like are pissing me off? Crazy? I wish the wettest of toots and thieves and people without respect for mental health boundaries. Oh, are you talking about my tweet that I put earlier? And normally with my tweets that I twat are things that like happened like a while ago, and I usually wait a couple weeks before I tweet them so people can't like find out if that tweet was like about them or anything, because I'll wait like weeks after something happens to tweet about it. So there's no like correlation. Yeah, this thing just happened. I didn't even wait. I tweeted it, I twatted it, and it literally just happened. Ugh, so annoying. Also, Crazy, thank you so much for giving this over to Yummy! Yummy, enjoy your 90, count them, your 90 emotes to ad free view and your sub badge! What's up, Angry Light Switch? Happy Wednesday, guys. No, it wasn't! It wasn't about you, I promise. Aw, I haven't done this kitty in a while. That makes me so happy. I love this little kitty cat. Peak Whitney? Alright. Oh my god. Whew! I don't know if I can do any more shots today, but I can do them for... I don't know if I can do it on my stream on Thursday. And by Thursday, I mean tomorrow, because I forgot tomorrow's Thursday. But I have a Malort and a Pink Whitney shot in my backpack. Yeah. Malort and Pink Whitney. I got you. XL Python! No way! Congrats on the job! Robert, it's pissing me off. That's so funny. Yeah, stream tomorrow. If you guys are worried about the time, check the Discord announcements. It will, the timing for the streams are in your time zone. So it's going to be 2 p.m. Central Standard Time for me, but whatever time it is for you guys, it'll be in the Discord. It'll show what it'll be in your time zone. It does not. No, Angry, I agree. It feels like, I don't know, like a Sunday maybe? A Sunday? I don't know. I don't know if I can have any more shots right now. I think we are going to end stream, though. I think we could have gone maybe, like, a little bit longer if DBD wasn't, like, messed up for me. But I'm going to try Dark Wolf. I'm going to try your troubleshooting shenanigans that you put in the Discord. And, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Oh, I know who we could raid. I know who we could raid. I hope you have the best day ever, Kaya! 6-7? Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, really? Crazy Caveman. Crazy Caveman, do you have a preference of what you would prefer to be called? Because I'll do it. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm a good girl. I'll do it. That was weird. Cave or Caveman? Okay, I got you. Cave or Caveman. If I mess it up again, let me know. All right, Cave or Caveman. I got you. All right, we are going to send the raid out. Oh, shit. An ad's about to start. All right, let's see if we can send the raid out. So what the fuck happened today? No, thank you. I need to message you about the thing. Oh, yeah, I need to message you about something. Do I? I don't know. Either way. Yeah, I'm sorry about the ads. They haven't started yet. I'm going to try to see if I can end the stream before the ad starts. I wasn't even paying attention. Thank you guys so much for all of the subs, the bits, the tits, the raids, the waves, the follows, the wallows, the itties, the bitties, the titties, the bitties. We're going to raid our homie, DJ Slushy. DJ Slushy is such an awesome homie. And what is he? My Bloody Mary bestie. He's the only other person in the world that likes Bloody Marys besides me. So, we're gonna send some love over to him. DJ Slushy is he's just such a badass. We love him so much. We're gonna send the raid over to him. Yeah! And you guys can use whatever raid emotes you guys have. Hi, Tom! Bye, Tom. Oh, thank you, Tom. I'll check my messages. Hi, Faye Boy! Bye, Faye Boy. Tom, I hope you have the best ever. Guys, to make sure you guys tell the mods how hot and tall and talented and handsome they are. And thank you so much for letting me do this short stream. And thank you so much for all of the bits today and all the subs. And thank you so much for... Thank you so much for all of the throne gifts as well. Truly. From the bottom of my butt because it's bigger than my heart. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Moon, thank you for the Prime sub for 45 months! You are so hot and tall and talented and handsome. I love you so much. From the bottom of my butt, because it's bigger than my heart. Have the best night ever. I love you guys. Bye-bye! Can you go see, P? Can you go see? Can you go see? You're CP, right? Can you go to see? Oh, is that Charlie? Oh, no. Look what you did. You got your brother out here.